Thank you, Stony Point High School choir, for playing a rendition of our national anthem.
Welcome to Stony Point Tigers football on the Vype Live Network, presented by our MVP sponsor, the Stacy Group. Our diamond sponsors, Don Hewlett Chevrolet Buick, Hewlett Volkswagen, and Rudy's Texas Barbecue. And our platinum sponsors, Ally Medical Emergency Room and Club Car Wash. Stony Point Tigers football on Vype Live is also brought to you by our gold level sponsors, Active Sports Therapy and Rehabilitation, Buddy's Burger, Marco's Pizza, Premier Roofing, TJSN4 Vision Photography, and VeraBank. And our blue level sponsors, Alley's Way, Corridor Title, First Texas Bank, Mighty Fine Burgers, Prosperity Bank, Rita's Italian Ice and Frozen Custard, and Tony C's Pizza. Here's the voice of the Stony Point Tigers, Tyler Ulsis.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a good one here for you tonight. It is homecoming night. It is Childhood Cancer Awareness Night. It is homecoming night again, and it is Friday night here in the great state of Texas. Jacoby, we should have a good one here tonight. We've got Stony Point Tigers, and we've got the visiting Cedar Ridge Raiders here at Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex. Should have a good one here tonight.
Yeah, and like you said, I mean, Tigers got to get win, got to get some momentum on their side. Make a statement here tonight. Why not?
Yeah, both these teams coming 2-3 on the season, kind of going in opposite ways. Stony Point coming in, averaging 20 points per game, giving up 29. Cedar Ridge, we talked about last week in the McNeil game for Stony Point, that when that team is on the field, you're going to see points. You saw points last week. That score was 56-21. Stony Point taking a loss against McNeil last week, but Cedar Ridge also kind of the same way, putting up 36 points themselves, but giving up 45. So kind of defensive discrepancies. So we'll see if Stony Point can take advantage of that. 0-3 in district place in that last place spot here. But can last week kind of be the wake-up call for this defense, for the offense? You know, they showed some bright spots, but again, that defense, there weren't too many bright spots. 8 possessions, or rather 9 possessions if you count having the backups in at the end, and 8 touchdowns is what we saw from the McNeil offense. So hopefully a different story here for Stony Point on homecoming.
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, they gotta get that monkey off their back. They gotta do something right now, and I think this is their chance right now. Why not right now? Make a statement, come out, play hard, all 4 quarters. They can't keep going in and going to halftime and then have a fire. They gotta have this flame bright right now.
Yeah, we saw that fight a couple games ago where they were trying to come back from a 28-7 deficit, almost did so, but could not convert. And again, last week, 56-21 loss against McNeil. Still some bright spots on offense. Tristan Rhymes, 4 catches for 101 yards. He's gone over 100 yards in 3 of the 5 games so far this season. 2 touchdowns as well for him. Alameda Auroride, 6 catches for 127 and a touchdown. Stony Point will set to kick off to the Raiders. Again, putting up 36 points per game and giving up 45 with a 2-3 record. They put up 40 last week. Gave up 40 last week as this was taken up, and a couple juke moves and past the 40, past midfield, and past the opposite 40. Special teams was an issue last week as well, setting up McNeil in great field position. And here early on, Trent Bell taking it past the 40-yard line for great field position for the Raiders.
And now we get to see what this defense is like. We talked about them so highly up until last game. So, maybe it's just a bad game. Things like that happen. So let's see how this defense comes out and play after that loss from last week.
Yeah, kind of one that just shocks the system. Really, nothing going right on defense. I mean, the defensive front, which we've spoken of so highly, we'll get to them in a second. But first play here as a man in motion. Christian Hall is the man in motion. And here's the snap. It is into Hall. Swings it out, and finds some space, turns on the jets, outruns the defender, and Christian Hall, the senior running back, is out with a huge first down out past the 15. Again, last week it was Zylan Hall for McNeil that was running the show. 10 touches, 8 carries, 2 receptions for 177 yards and a touchdown. He was the bright spot for that Maverick offense, and here, shutting the door. Got to see a lot more of that if you're a Tiger fan.
Yeah, exactly what you said. I mean, last week he was just a sneaky running back. We didn't have too much on him, and he just took the game, like you said. And just like that play right there, you want to see a lot of these runs shut down. You want to get better with the run game. You want to believe in your secondary. So just all fronts need to be good.
And it was a little bit kind of jarring to see them go straight up the middle, as this one thrown well behind the intended target. Dylan Snaga on the incompletion. Snaga had a rough outing last week against Round Rock. 6 for 16, 11 yards overall in the season, averaging 60% completion percentage, 138 yards each game, 5 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And some movement here early on as the flag is thrown. And some movement by the Raider offense.
And back them up a little bit. I mean, you know, you love to see that. Any breaks that you can get, take it, and then, you know, get a little breather in between these flags and just 100% right back to it.
It's a 3rd and 9 to a 3rd and 14 now. As we're just resetting the ball. The proper yard marker should be at the 19. Now it is. And now a timeout for Cedar Ridge. Coach Brian Vardaman wanted to talk things over, so we will step aside for our first break of the afternoon. 11-11 left to go in the first. Scoreless here at Kelly Reeves.
Looking for a home in the premier 55 and better community of Sun City, Texas? Trust the realtors at the Stacy Group, located in the heart of Sun City. The Stacy Group specializes in buying and selling new and resale homes in the active adult Del Webb community in beautiful Georgetown, Texas. As the top producing real estate office for more than 25 years, the Stacy Group will put their Sun City knowledge to work for you. Visit thestacygroup.com today to learn more.
Back here to Kelly Reeves, and again, should be a solid matchup. These two teams, 2 and 3, looking to extend their season, try to get things off on the right foot. As now Snaga throws this one and looking for some contact there is the receiver, and nothing doing there. Good coverage there from the Tigers.
Yeah, he stood on that hip pretty perfectly, then turned around to look for the ball. Great defensive play right there.
Brings up 4th down and 14. 11:05 to go here in the first. Cooper Tugas on to attempt. It will be about a 35-yard field goal. Snap is down. Kick is up. Kick is good. Raiders strike first, 3-0 with 11 minutes to go. Back after a quick 30-second timeout here to Kelly Reeves.
Hey Tiger fans, thank you for tuning in to tonight's game. Chip here for Hewlett Volkswagen in Georgetown. We've all heard the term, teamwork makes the dream work, and it's on display every game night here in Stony Point country. My friends at Hewlett Volkswagen are a great team as well. They surprise customers every day with how fun it can be to buy a car at Hewlett Volkswagen. When you love where you work and what you do and it becomes fun, the customers sometimes join in, maybe even dance a little. So come see for yourself at I-35 in the Westinghouse exit or HewlettVW.com.
Back here in the first quarter on homecoming night. Childhood Cancer Awareness Night, too, for the Stony Point Tigers. Had a great crowd on hand. Beautiful night. Starting to get into what is Texas fall weather. Hopefully we will reach the 70s. I think we were leaving Dragon Stadium last week and we commented on the weather. If this was the temperature at kickoff, it would be perfect. And don't have that this week, but hopefully we have it down the road, maybe by Halloween.
Yeah, I think you're right. Halloween is sure to come through. Nice little cold front.
That one out of the back of the end zone for touchback. So now we see the Tigers on offense. Again, kind of difficult, kind of a struggle the last few games. Putting up 21 points. He's been the bright spot, even in the week prior. The last two games, 650 yards combined in his last two games. Marcus Milligan also adding 100 yards on the ground as well as 2 touchdowns. Here is Troyer. That one batted down at the line. Good use of the hands by Alex Nelson.
And as you were stating, I mean, I feel like this Tiger Point's got so many weapons. Their quarterbacks are good. Their running backs can get good. The receivers are good. If the O-line holds up for them, they can make things happen. So they can't miss their assignments. They just got to lock in and just focus up.
I believe it was last week. It was last week against McNeil. 5 sacks in the first half. We're going deep to Tristan Rhymes. That's not the man you want to leave open. Cuts upfield at the 30, past the 25, cutting crossfield again, 20, 15. Stiff arms a man, 10-5 inside at the 3-yard line. Tristan Rhymes with a huge pickup. 77 yards and 3 yards from the touchdown.
And man, you don't want to leave him open. Like you said, I mean, we just said it. They got weapons all over. They get some time to give their weapons a chance, and this kind of plays what happens.
The fake to Milligan. Here is Kenneth Calbus up the middle. And he's in for the touchdown. Tigers get on the board, take their first lead. .10:37 to go here in the first quarter. 6-3. Tyler White on to attempt the extra point. White's kick is up and good. We'll step aside for 30 seconds. Come back to Kelly Reeves.
Looking for a home in the premier 55 and better community of Sun City, Texas? Trust the realtors at the Stacy Group, located in the heart of Sun City. The Stacy Group specializes in buying and selling new and resale homes in the active adult Del Webb community in beautiful Georgetown, Texas. As the top producing real estate office for more than 25 years, the Stacy Group will put their Sun City knowledge to work for you. Visit thestacygroup.com today to learn more.
3 plays and 75 yards, and most of that picked up by Tristan Rhymes. Senior, again, we mentioned 3 games of 100+ on the season, was held without a catch against Vandergrift, but other than that, every game has been over 70 yards. Senior wide receiver is also, along with Aurora Day, really made some outstanding catches. It's actually the game against Vista Ridge. They were down 28-7, and it was those 2 wide receivers that were really making tremendous catches on the boundaries and jump-starting the offense, and ultimately could not come back. Lost 31-21 that one. This is game number 6 on the season. This one taken inside the 10. And a huge hit just past the 25. Jeremiah Woods there on the coverage team. 10:32 to go here in the first quarter, and now you have Stony Point defense with more than 40 yards to cover. That's what we talked about, especially in the game against Vandergrift. Field position being such a huge factor.
Yeah, and like you said, I mean, it just gives them so much passion when they don't have to keep on fighting past the 50. They had to stop earlier. They just got to keep it going this whole game. Don't let off their throats.
You were mentioning earlier, and we talked about it last week too, keeping a consecutive quarters and momentum going as that one kind of snuck through. Some patient running gets about a 9.5-yard gain. We'll see if they do give them a first down. Right up the middle. Those are the ones you don't want to see as a coach. You want to see your defensive line not be kind of soft with runs up against the middle. Want to stop them on the inside, force them outside. And here is another one right up the middle. Replay of that one. Gets about 6 this time. This is Devin Patterson, the junior.
And it's just so hard to stop these backs, like you were saying. You don't want to see it. We know that there's going to be good runners, but you gotta close these lanes up for this, like right there.
Yeah, great job. Maybe a yard and a half on the spot. It'll be 3rd and short, but much better coverage there. Mendez in on the tackle. Big 3rd down. This would be a nice stop here inside 10 minutes to go in the first quarter at Kelly Reeves. Snaga looking to the sideline. He's got split backs. And now split backs motion out right. Snaga will take this one and cut down. Boy, excellent tackle by Pena. Joaquin Pena on the outside.
And there's what we're used to seeing. I mean, he's a hard hitter cornerback. He's a cornerback who's not afraid of contact, and he showed it there, making a big stop on 3rd down.
Tremendous pursuit of the ball and knock it back outside of, we've seen a lot of offenses in all levels really going forward on 4th down. This one just a little too out of the comfort zone for the Raiders, and they'll have to punt. Tristan Rhymes back at the 20. We'll see if he gets an opportunity to return this punt. Extra long walk up and a decent punt. Fair catch is made at the 22, and the Tigers will take over there. Again, kind of going back to their defense last week. 9 possessions, really. I don't know if I necessarily count the last possession because it was pretty much done and dusted, and the backups were in for both sides. But the first 8 possessions were 8 touchdowns, and Jaden Saltz of McNeil had 4 touchdowns and was averaging 20 yards of completion. We haven't seen much in the passing game from Cedar Ridge, but already starting to look a little bit better, especially against the run. So hopefully for the Tigers that can continue on. And you like what you saw from the offensive side coming out last time, a little bit of a bunch formation as Troyer fires out to Milligan, tackled by a couple of Raiders. Really forcing the ball downfield and making their presence known on offense. Yeah,
there you go. And you see that they're throwing it too. They're not trying to let up with no runs. They're trying to show dominance here. And I mean, that's the best way to get your team motivated, is to show dominance against other teams like this. Beat the teams that you're supposed to beat.
Yeah. If you look at the rankings, technically Stony Point is ahead. They both have a 2-3 record, and Stony Point with 0-3 matchup, but they definitely have played the harder teams. When you look at the district, Cedar Ridge after this going up against Vandergrift, Vista Ridge, and McNeil back-to-back weeks. So tougher schedule for them. Stony Point trying to add another loss to possibly that toughness. And Troyer taken down, tried to evade the sack initially and did, but loss of 3 there. So last in the district, but Cedar Ridge, again, giving up 45 points a game. Also, just in district games, they're technically the statistically worst defense in the league, giving up the most points. So not a spot you want to see, especially if you're a Cedar Ridge defensive coordinator, giving up 7 on the first drive.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, and then if you're a Stony Point Tiger fan, that's what you want to see. If you're a coach, that's what you want to see, that your team can go out there and make big plays. So they just got to keep at it.
Yeah, need a big play here. Troyer under duress. Gets out of there and fires it to Oliver James. who is down at about the 31-yard line. Interesting choice here. You got a fourth, maybe a yard and a half. Offense looking like it's going to stay out there. As Freeman, the only substitution, coming in at tight end. Well, now lining up in the slot. Rhymes down here on the near side. Aurora Day, I believe, up top. Switches Milligan. Read option up the middle. And first down. My apologies. That was actually a first down on the last play. They gave him the spot there. I thought it was at least a yard short, but they marked him first down, so less.
Stay ahead of the chains. Keep it moving. There you go, and then running Milligan right there. That's what we saw in the first couple of games.
Gets out of the blitzing linebacker, but can't get out of the defensive lineman's grasp. Milligan with the grab there. 6 minutes to go. 7-3 our score. Tigers scored on a Kenneth Calbus read option. Taking it, finding Paydirt after the 77-yard catch from Tristan Rhymes. 2nd and 10. Troyer keeping his eyes downfield now, turning it upfield, becoming a runner, and they give him about 3 yards. We've been talking about that all season long. Him keeping his eyes downfield has really allowed plays to develop and receivers to get open. And it's just a great trait to have as a quarterback.
Yeah, and he's so good. I mean, it's so good to have that at any level. But when you can have that as a high schooler, you know that you're destined to go somewhere. Just, being able to look downfield, keep your eyes open, move your feet. Just so good at it.
Troyer and Calbus kind of splitting snaps at the start of the season, kind of shifted over to Troyer, especially in the passing game. He is under pressure again, steps up, keeping his eyes downfield again, and firing down to the near side. That is Colton Patton, tight end, getting involved and picking up a first down. Good little basket catch, keeping his arms underneath.
There you go. And, that was some great concentration. But, again, just keeps making it. He just keeps moving his feet and giving this defense a lot of trouble. And we see that he does that every single game. The offensive line keeps some of their holes. He doesn't mind, letting a couple of loose because he can make them miss.
Yeah, last week it was just more than a few that were getting back there as Milligan is wrapped up. Again, 5 sacks from the Maverick offense in that first half, but none allowed in the second half. So they definitely tightened things up. And you kind of got the feeling against Vista Ridge in that second half where Troyer, probably had – we don't have electronic stats to benefit from, but having over 300 yards in the game against Vista Ridge, and, boy, really – seemed to have almost 300 just in that second half. So I wonder if that kind of, sent a message to the coaching staff, and a lot of it was also benefit from the talent at wide receiver position. Now they go back to the pass here. Troyer in dangerous territory, just falls down. Boy, that one was tipped, intended for Rhymes. No broadcaster's jinx there. I haven't seen too many interceptions from the senior Troyer, and we almost saw one there.
Yeah, it was just very risky right there, but he got that one away. Sometimes you get gifts like that, and you just got to keep it moving, keep it pushing. Don't let that stop you from, going deep downfield.
Yeah, I definitely have been pushing the ball as of late. 3rd and 10, another third down, kind of in no man's land at the 37.5-yard line. Another pass back downfield, and this one going nowhere, hits the ground. Trying to find Aurora Day. Double coverage, almost triple coverage there.
Yeah, try to force it deep down there. And when things are like that, when 3 people on it, that means someone's open. So you got to start, and he's so good at it anyway. Sometimes as a quarterback it happens, but gotta start looking other places if you see 2 men on your target.
So Troyer comes out. And coming over to the training staff down here, we can see him down below. 4th and 10, as there was some motion by, I believe, Freeman. It was Alex Freeman. with the motion before. So 4th and 15 now. Kinnick-Calbus in, again, kind of in that awkward position. Don't want to play the field position game, I guess. So, although it could be a pooch punt, but looking to set up and go for it. Now Calbus will take a couple steps back and now does look to be taking some punting duties, and he does. We've noted the struggles if you're a regular Stony Point Tiger fan, and not the greatest of punts, but 30-yard punt from where he started. Necessarily a 20-yard net punt officially, so getting down there, giving the defense 80 yards left to defend. 3:29 to go here in the first quarter, 7-3 at Kelly Reese. Tyler Alsis, Jacoby Cavett with you here on the Vype broadcast, also on the KView Plus app on this game of the week here in district play. Again, 2-3 teams, not necessarily 2 and 3 on the field, as Pena will be in there on the tackle. And what I mean by not 2 and 3 on the field, these are two teams that are putting up huge points offensively and just can't get things to click on defense, as Cedar Ridge, again, giving up 45 but also putting up 36. Stony Point, we saw them put up 40 in their first game against Eastview and have shown glimpses of that, but haven't been able to keep consistent, as we've discussed. 2nd and 8 now. And boy, defensively, the run defense looks a lot better. We hope for that to continue here as the 2nd and 8 goes up the middle. Gang tackled.
And like you said, I mean, run defense looking a lot better. They tighten up over there. There's going to be a couple of runs that get loose and stuff, but you want to make sure that they're not consistent with these big runs and they're taking gashes in your defense.
Yeah, last week McNeil officially finished with 28 carries for 243 yards and 4 touchdowns. So 9 to 10 yards a carry is not going to win you a lot of ball games if you're staring at that defensively.
Yeah.
Big 3rd down here. Play action. They go up top and boy, just over the hands of the defender and into the arms of the receiver for a 1st down. Carter Copeland, the junior, picks up the 1st down. Boy, that was just whizzed over the head of the defender.
There you go, and the receiver, I mean, you saw how he had to position himself to haul that one in.
Yeah, had to have concentration there. Under 2 minutes to go. Cedar Ridge just with a field goal. That came by a short field after the opening kickoff. Another 4 to 5 yard gain. I believe that was Noah Davinish, Devinish on the carry. Senior running back. Kind of splitting carries. 2nd and 6 from the 47. Play action to Devinish. Snaga fires deep. Boy, broken coverage and incomplete. 2 defenders going towards the front man, and that left Christian Hall wide open just over the hands. And coach immediately out to talk to Pena and Lucas Garcia there.
There you go. I mean, broken coverage. We just saw that about to be a big play if that receiver would have hauled it in. Coach gotta tell his players, as we just saw, like, gotta know your assignments. We can't have this happening. Just keep your players right. You know how morale is down there. So,
yeah, just getting everyone on the same page. Communication and knowing your assignments there. It just kind of got bailed out there, luckily. 3rd and 6. As another looking to go deep again. This one well overshot. I saw some contact down the seam, couple of hand fighting.
refs letting them have it there. I mean, sometimes there's gonna be that type of, it's physical. A lot of people don't think that receivers are physical. They think of them as divas. No, they got to be physical sometimes. So, congrats to both of them.
4th and 6. Yeah, good stop there. 2nd straight drive. 2 of the 3 now going without points for the Raiders. We talked about, if you've been a frequenter of these broadcasts, you can see how important special teams has been. And fake up the middle, and they don't get it. Boy, tough to see who got it. I was looking back at the punter the whole way, so it fooled me, and got the ball up the middle and going nowhere. Run defense coming up strong again. Heads up play by the special teams.
There you go. I was just about to say, that's the special teams for a reason. I mean, they didn't turn their back. They made sure to read their keys, and they got on him quick.
It was T.J. Dillon in there on the contact. Stony Point necessarily hasn't been the receiver of the special teams gifts, as the punting struggles have kind of been well seen throughout this season. And now coming up big here on the defensive side. Milligan bouncing outside. Lowers his shoulder. Can't get away from the ankle tackle, though. Will be stopped after a gain of 3. Under a minute to go here. Again, Milligan last week topping 100 yards on 22 carries, couple touchdowns. Had 4 touchdowns in that opener against Eastview.
And one thing about Milligan, I mean, he's a tough runner. He's gonna keep running, and you have to bring him down. You gotta wrap your arms around him, because we seen that he'll break a tackle and be gone just like the wind. And we also seen that, you know, it takes a couple of men to take him down. So
yeah, definitely need a couple of teammates there. As coming straight up the middle, Troyer avoids 1, avoids 2, avoids 3, 4, and can't avoid the 5th. Boy, he was like in the Matrix there, avoiding everything, and couldn't avoid everything for long.
Man, yeah, you're right. He couldn't avoid everything for long. But, I mean, just watching him just evade these sacks is just so beautiful to watch. I mean, his presence, his footwork is just so beautiful. You love to see it as they get a quick timeout, as he probably needs it. That was and you know.
Yeah, that'll be the quarter break here. So we'll put up another 12 minutes before the end of the first half. Tigers leading 7-3, but a 3rd down and 11 when we come back to Kelly Reeves. Back after a quick break.
Howdy here for my friends at Don Hewlett Chevrolet Buick, and thank you into some great Stony Point football. Now, I know you're aware of the great deals on brand new vehicles at Don Hewlett in Georgetown, but did you know Don Hewlett carries hundreds of pre-owned vehicles too? So if you have a first-time driver in your home, like I do, and need a reliable pre-owned vehicle, check out Don Hewlett. Stop by today or visit online at donhewlett.com, and let's go Tigers.
Thank you, sponsors, for your support.
Welcome back to Friday Night Lights here in the great state of Texas. Tyler Alsis and Jacoby Cabot with you. Glad to have you with us. 7-3 Tigers at midfield, facing a 3rd and 11, trying to extend their lead. Troyer has more time now. Arm kind of hit as he comes forward and still completes it. Aurora Day on the completion. Boy, it looked like the follow-through didn't go all the way through for Troyer.
Yeah, but somehow it looked like it was the perfect placement right there. I mean, that route right there, that comeback route, hitch route, long hitch route, is just so hard to defend. You go past the stick selling like you're doing a go, and then boom, 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 boom. Bounce, play the drums, and there you go. First down.
And it looked, the reason why it was completed, it looked like he threw the ball before Aurora Day had even come out of his break, and that's just chemistry. That's working over the summer, working in practice to just find that timing. Handoff here, Milligan off the tackle. Nice block from James, lowering the shoulder, and Milligan will get close to the first down. We'll see if they give it to him.
You don't have to be a flashy runner. You can pound and pound and pound. You only need a couple of yards, and, get a couple of yards, and it eventually leads to a first down. So keep on running at them, keep on getting tired, and then just throw it over the top like you've been doing.
I like the outside runs this season really have worked against teams that maybe aren't as quick from the linebacker or defensive back position. Wide receivers also needing to get involved and block as Milligan goes up the middle this time and picks up more than enough for the first. Just outside the red zone at the 21, but Tigers looking very solid here. It's their 3rd drive. picking up a first down as this crowd has got a little bit bigger. Got some fans on the front kind of balcony area. I guess it's not a whole lot of butts and seats, but definitely a lot of fans here. Got the glow sticks up from the student section to our bottom left, and it is homecoming night. Great atmosphere as huge hit up the middle. Jalen Hamilton laying the hit stick on Enoch Donnell. Still picks up about 3 yards. So second down. This drive is polar opposite of what they had when they scored. That was a 3-play drive. This one a bit more extended, just kind of giving their defense a break too. Good job from Stony Point offense.
Yeah, like you said, good job for them. I mean, it don't got to be fast all the time. You don't want it to be fast all the time. You want to kind of slow down sometimes.
Snap with 5 on the play clock. Troyer fires down the seam. That ball tipped up and flag thrown. This one's going to be intercepted and down inside the 5. We might get a hold or a pass interference call. Hold on. That went down the seam, intended for Aurora Day, and couldn't tell if it was his hand or the defender's hand that tipped the ball straight into a defender. It is pass interference on the defense. Tigers catching a break there. First down.
There you go, catching a break, and then tough luck on the defense side. Good tip drill, but gotta wash your hands.
And Troyer was trying to thread the needle there, but defender getting his hand in there just a few seconds too early, and too much contact for the referee's liking.
There you go, and that's all it takes.
See if they go back to the run game here. That's kind of been the MO as they bring everybody closer in together. Now shifting Rhymes as a bobbled snap here. Troyer still got to play through it and fires it out. Receiver in the area, Aurora Day, they say. So making the best of a bad situation there. Still second and goal from the scoreboard says 8, but the down marker and the ball. I thought we're at the 10, but we'll see as they're trying to place it. Not a great game of hot potato. And there we go, the ball back in its correct position. This is, I believe, Donnell. I can't see if that's an 8 or a 5. It is Donnell. Sets into pass pro. And Troyer fighting against his body. Boy, was that caught? I think the defender came in behind Rhymes just a little bit early, but Rhymes still able to make the catch, and you hear whistles. I'm not sure. Oh, we got a flag down on the far side. But Rhymes with an incredible catch had the ball on the opposite side of the goal line as he was facing the other end zone.
I mean, like you said, that's just perfect placement right there, right in his chest. It looked like, looked like he flew when that bullet got thrown in his chest. But great catch, great concentration. And these receivers are they're just so good, and they evolve more and more as we get, time and time again. So great catch right there.
Penalty on the defense will be declined, so they'll take the result of the play. And yeah, as the offense kind of gravitates more towards the passing game, I think you're going to see a lot. The skill level of younger and younger receivers get higher and higher, and I think that's just a benefit to how popular the game is, how much the game is going to grow, not only now but in the future as Calbus takes this one. Shifty up the middle, and Kenneth Calbus jukes in for his second touchdown, and the Tigers' second touchdown as well. 13-3, 9:04 to go here in the second quarter on this homecoming night.
We keep saying it. Both quarterbacks got special traits to them. You can't you could try to tell your defense to play it all, but it's just a lot of assignments for them to try to connect with two different quarterbacks.
Yeah, they played it almost perfectly, but Calbus just picked up both feet and shifted over to the left. Extra point up and good. 14-3. We'll step aside for a quick 30-second break here on Vype. Stay tuned.
Ally Medical ER is proud to support the Stony Point Tigers this season. Open 24/7, Ally Medical is a full-service emergency room located just 5 minutes from Stony Point High School. With on-site labs, ultrasound, CT scan, and x-rays, their board-certified physicians deliver fast answers and compassionate expert care. Ally Medical ER wishes the Stony Point football team and fans a safe and exciting year. Go Tigers!
Kenneth Calbus with his second touchdown. Almost the exact same play it looked like as well. 14-3 Tigers. Here in the second quarter, 9:04 to go. Again, this one, the fourth game in the district for Stony Point, as their bye week is at the end of the year. This is also district game number 4 for Cedar Ridge. 1-2 lost last week, 40-12 against Round Rock. Can one of these teams kind of springboard themselves up as the ball goes off the tee? Not necessarily a windy night, so perhaps just difficult placement. Now we'll get Aurora Day to kick things off, which I believe is a change. I want to say Tyler White's been doing kickoffs, but here is Aurora Day going to kick it down to the 10.
Decent kick.
Up the middle and returned out past the 35. I'll say around the 40. So after giving up the opening field goal, that was off of a very good return that got Cedar Ridge just 40 yards away from the end zone. Couldn't finish it off, but did put up 3 to start things off here. Have not really threatened their last couple times. That's a credit to the defense.
Yeah, and like you said, I mean, their defense, they're on it tonight. They're hot. They got a lot. They got to get that monkey off their back, and I mean, they're gonna do it here. They're trying to make a statement now. Let's see what they got.
Got to keep it going, and trying to go here straight down the seam and wide open. Throws the linebacker with the play action, and being tackled down from behind. Brock Sumter on the tackle, but nearly 6 points for Cedar Ridge.
There you go. Great hustle right there. But like you said, nearly 6 points. You know, blew an assignment, got beat over the top, and every time you get beat over the top, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, Therese Harrison on the reception, and kind of just saw the linebacker freeze a little bit. Harrison went right behind him after the play action, and easy pass from Dylan Snaga. Snaga rolling out left now. Receiver makes a great catch, maybe one-handed, and brought it back to his body. On the side, that's Tyler Burchett. And it is a goal-to-go situation, so 2nd and 8 from the 8, or 2nd and goal from the 8. 2 receivers down to the near side. Snaga looking left, fires left for the fade route, trying to test Pena, and not a great pass, but excellent coverage. Pena, I wonder if he would have turned around. He could have had an interception there.
There you go. And I mean, every time he blocks he defends a perfect pass. He does his little signature taunt. And man, we said that these receivers are very good. You got to give it to these defenders too, who can guard these receivers. I mean, it's just the hardest spot to be on the field. You don't know where the ball's going. You got to watch the footwork. So if you got a good, cornerback like that, he's a jewel.
And any contact too. It's so tough nowadays. We'll talk about hand checking in basketball as they go the fade route the other way. Coming back to it, incomplete. Boys, some hand fighting as the ball was in there. No flag. Trying to find Carter Copeland. Incomplete pass, so 4th down, and it looks like the Raiders, will now bring the field goal unit on.
And they can get a little tricky. We saw that they try to go for it on 4th down, so we'll see if they do it here. I was going to say great, whole defensive rep right there from this Stony Point. They blew the assignment, but they made back up for it.
There's a snap. The hold is down the middle. Good. 2 for 2 on the night for the Raiders. 14-6. 8:12 to go from Kelly Reeves. We'll be back after a quick break.
Looking for a home in the premier 55 and better community of Sun City, Texas? Trust the realtors at the Stacy Group, located in the heart of Sun City. The Stacy Group specializes in buying and selling new and resale homes in the active adult Del Webb community in beautiful Georgetown, Texas. As the top producing real estate office for more than 25 years, the Stacy Group will put their Sun City knowledge to work for you. Visit thestacygroup.com today to learn more.
8:12 to go here in the second quarter. 14-6 here on homecoming night. Glad to have you with us here on weekend 1 of ACL as well. So glad you're here in Austin with these two schools trying to break out of the 2-3 slump and make it to 500.
Yeah, like you said, both teams, they got it. This is a very big matchup right here, and I'm just impressed by Stony Point. I mean, they're doing so far so good, but they got to keep at it. That's all it is. You got to keep at it.
And as the ball falls off again, not a windy night here. I'm looking at the flags. I mean, they're waving around, but definitely not, staying horizontal consistently. But we'll get a redo here. I remember us chatting after the game last week against McNeil that, it was scary. You go down 56-21 and lose there, and then you're playing a Cedar Ridge team that also just got blown out. So who is going to come out, kind of more with an edge, with a chip on their shoulder, and try to have something to prove? I know from covering Stony Point basketball, it's something to prove has kind of been their mottos throughout. So maybe that's trickled over to the football program, and especially after last week, coming out looking very impressive offensively, and the defense has taken leaps and bounds forward as well from last week.
Yeah, and exactly what you said. I mean, you got to, who wants it more? Who wants it more? And so far, it's Stony Point Tigers, but they got to keep wanting. They can't just give up and getting back into that slump. From here, they got to keep on building on that.
Yeah, and they haven't had, tremendous starts coming out of the gate right away. It has been primarily the second half where they've made an impact, and Milligan taking the delayed handoff, turning the corner, lowering his shoulder and pushing a man out of bounds, picks up about 12 yards. Marcus Milligan, he's definitely playing with an edge tonight.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, he's just so quick too. I mean, I know I say a lot about his, lowering his shoulder, getting the stiff arm ready, but if he beats you on that edge, he's gonna get a couple of yards. So you're going to have a good angle on him, too.
He's got the frame of kind of the, the thunder in the thunder and lightning combo. But, he's got the speed as well. Don't let it fool you as he takes this one off. Boy, jukes up the middle. Fancy footwork now, bouncing it outside past the 50. Slows down and wants some contact. He craves the contact.
Yeah, he loves that contact. I mean, he's a real football player. It's what a lot of people back in the day, he's a real running back. He just made someone miss, and then when he gets to that secondary level, he feels unstoppable. He's going to try to get some contact.
Needing a breather after that one. Enoch Donnell coming in to replace him. 7:45 and counting here in this second quarter.
That's just such a beautiful juke. Just a nice way to every time I see a juke like that, even from, QB1 here, look at this, he got it too.
Yeah, Donnell, well, that run game has really been working. We haven't really seen that these last couple weeks. You ran into Vandergrift's tough defense, and Vista Ridge gave him a challenge as well. Last week didn't get it going so much from McNeil, and now a late flag as the Cedar Ridge coach was out by the numbers. There's a sideline warning on Stony Point, it looked like.
Sideline warning given to Stony Point.
And there we go. Correction, sideline warning towards Cedar Ridge. I was wondering, and coaches from Stony Point as well, they were in the white paint as the Cedar Ridge coach was out by the numbers. Second and 5. Here up the middle, Donnell. Up the middle. And getting a first down. 7:19 as we'll stop the clock. Set the chains. Another good, solid, kind of sustained drive, giving your defense some rest after he gave up 3 points, but now trying to score some points yourself. Donnell, shifty moves, but picks up maybe 2. Matthew McMillan, the senior linebacker, on the stop for the Raiders. Milligan back in. Again, it's been predominantly Troyer until we get down to the goal to go inside the 5 situations, and Kenneth Calbus with the 2 touchdowns tonight.
I mean, it's the 1-2 punch, you know. Get us all the way down there, and we're gonna finish. We're gonna drive the ball down with one quarterback, and we're gonna finish it off with a different quarterback.
Yeah, that tandem really coming in handy as this one fired out. Beautiful pass, Troyer out to Aurora Day. And close to a first down. I think he's going to be about a half yard short. Yep, they will spot him down at the 22.5-yard line, needing to get to the 22. 3rd and 1. Aurora Day down on the bottom of your screen. Rhymes up top. Handing off up the middle. Milligan looked like he might have tripped a little bit and going nowhere. Pushed back immediately as helmet came off of Terrence Lackey. And so we'll see if the offense stays out there. They will get the play call in now. And got to say, I agree with this situation. It's been a pretty solid offense tonight from the Tigers. 4th and 2, you got to go for it.
Yeah, exactly like you said. You got to go for it, and then it also shows that, you know, you're not scared to take these type of risks. Easy.
That one, juking up the middle. They're getting more than the first down. They're getting a touchdown. It is Sean Bradley joining in on the action, and he was not satisfied with a first down. No, sirree. He wanted the 6 points.
There you go. I mean, he was hungry. He smelled that end zone. He said, it's time to eat. We see the student section going crazy. I mean, you just got to love it.
Yeah, another juke move. They must have been working on their juke moves in practice this week.
Getting that joystick right.
Extra point after from White is good. 21-6. This Stony Point offense is humming through quarter and a half. 5:11 to go in the second quarter. We'll step aside here at Kelly Reeves. Back after a quick break.
Good evening, Stony Point Tiger fans. Chip here for my friends at Hewlett Volkswagen. By now, you know the great deals on new Volkswagens at Hewlett Volkswagen in Georgetown. But did you know they also stock hundreds of pre-owned vehicles as well? Hundreds. If you find yourself with that first-time driver in your home and need a reliable pre-owned vehicle, Hewlett Volkswagen wants to be your hometown dealer. Hewlett Volkswagen in Georgetown is a proud sponsor of Stony Point Tiger football. Come see us at I-35 in the Westinghouse exit or visit HewlettVW.com.
21-6, our score. And just a tremendous showing from this offense here in the first half. As I believe that's 3 touchdowns in 4 drives. They did have one where there was about a 4th and 15 in that first quarter and ended up with a little pooch punt. And again, defense has allowed really just one big play and then kind kind of bottled them up since then. Had a return with short field position, as now they look to correct that problem as well, pushing them back before he even gets to the 30. They will give him the 30, but just 2 big plays, and now maybe some extracurriculars, given a flag, and I think they might get a little unsportsmanlike conduct or unnecessary roughness at the end of the play.
Yeah, it's a whole bunch of Tigers. A Tiger, you know. I mean, they're happy, you know. It's sometimes when you're on the field and things go your way, you just get a little excited.
I get amped up. I always, kind of think in those gang tackle situations, we'll get the call after the play on sportsmanlike conduct. Can't hear the number, but is there first. But again, kind of in those gang tackling situations, you can hear the whistle blow as many times as you want, but you always got to wonder and kind of keep a mental clock. And, okay, how long have I been holding this guy, pushing him back? Sometimes you just got to let him go.
Yeah, there you go. You just got to let him go. So things like this don't happen, you know.
Yeah, getting a free 15, so push him from the 30 to the 45. 55 yards left for their first touchdown. 2 timeouts left for the Raiders. We're at 5 minutes in second quarter. And immediately met, and shoved off. And rolling forward, that was Christian Hall. The contact was made as soon as he caught the ball, just turned around and pushed his man off. That was impressive contact.
And man, I mean, you just hate to see it. You don't want to be a highlight like that. But you still got to keep playing, keep your head up and keep on moving forward. I mean, that's just a grown man type of play right there, and, it happens.
Play action again here. Busted coverage. I thought he had it and fell through his hands. Again on the play action.
And, man, I don't know what kind of coverage they're trying to run, but they've been getting spared a lot on these deep throws, on these deep passes. They got to get that better. You don't want them to keep on connecting, because one connection can lead to another. And, I mean, you got to play like the score can change at any time.
Yeah, like you were saying, it was almost the mirror image of what it was last time, where they were throwing to this near side, and that ball was just overthrown. This one a little bit better thrown, but just kind of fell through the hands of Trent Bell. Still getting the play call in. Play clock under 5. And needing to use their second timeout are the Raiders. 4:41 to go. We'll step aside for a quick break. 21-6 here in the second quarter.
Y'all listen up. Let me tell you something about group meals from Rudy's Barbecue. It's got all you need for all the folks you gotta feed, smoked meat, sides, and more. There's everything down to the tablecloth, just like the one that you see at the store. At a bridal shower, it's better than flowers. In a long business meeting, it'll pass the hours. It'll feed all the cousins at a family function. It's better than potluck at a church luncheon. Next time you need to feed 10 or more, call and order a Rudy's group meal.
Next in line.
Back here, 2nd and 10. 4:41 to go. After the timeout. Again, the Raiders have 1 timeout left. Looking to get their first touchdown, having had 2 field goals so far. We kick it out on the swing pass, and this is going to be roughing the passer on top of it. As a first down, Snaga was hit well after throwing. So a couple of self-inflicted wounds. As we have a Tiger player down on the field around the 20-yard line. And so we will step aside again. 4:35 to go here in this one while the injured player is tended to. Back after this.
Looking for a home in the premier 55 and better community of Sun City, Texas? Trust the realtors at the Stacy Group, located in the heart of Sun City. The Stacy Group specializes in buying and selling new and resale homes in the active adult Del Webb community in beautiful Georgetown, Texas. As the top producing real estate office for more than 25 years, the Stacy Group will put their Sun City knowledge to work for you. Visit thestacygroup.com today to learn more.
Howdy, y'all. It's the day tripper Chet Garner here for my friends at Don Hewlett Chevrolet Buick. And thank you for tuning into some great Stony Point football. Now, I know you're aware of the great deals on brand new vehicles at Don Hewlett in Georgetown. But did you know Don Hewlett carries hundreds of pre-owned vehicles too? So if you have a first-time driver in your home, like I do, and need a reliable pre-owned vehicle, check out Don Hewlett. Stop by today or visit online at donhewlett.com, and let's go Tigers.
We're back after the injury timeout. Bad news for the Tigers. That is Joaquin Mendez, the linebacker who has been a staple on the defensive side, as this one goes over the top, and incredible catch. Trent Bell had the first one go through his hands on earlier this drive and makes up for it there. Incredible catch.
Yeah, beautiful concentration. I mean, right there, that was just beautiful concentration. Great way to go up and over as we see that replay, just up and over the defender.
Yeah, just a height difference. I mean, you get them standing back up next to each other, and defender is about at the shoulders. So Bell taking the place ball and turning it into 6. First touchdown of the afternoon, or excuse me, of the evening for the Raiders. This line drive kick is up and through, 21-13, 4:29 to go. We'll step aside again. We'll keep you updated on if we see Mendez on the sideline. And throughout this game, again, they want to keep him in the game as much as possible. Did kind of walk gingerly off the field, but with the aid of a couple trainers, so hope to see him back soon. 21-12, now 21-13. I was going to say, thought they made that. 21-13 now on the scoreboard, 4:29 to go. So if you're the Tigers, you've been methodical your last few drives and have the opportunity to do that same thing again. 21, you're up by 8, and you have all 3 timeouts as well, and you don't get the ball back because you kicked off at the start of this game. So what's kind of the play call here? I don't know if you change anything offensively.
Yeah, I think you just keep on doing your game plan. It's been working too good to change it. Just keep on driving it down their throats. You know that you need to give, a defense might catch a break or two. You just keep on playing. You just keep on getting that momentum and making sure that you tell your defensive guys, don't let one play or one drive define this game.
Yeah, you can still offensively still have a pretty balanced offense. Go run pass. There's, again, over 4 minutes and 3 timeouts left, so you can still kind of, work your way down there, go through the normal feelings, normal progressions here. As this one angled toward the sideline, they're going to have great field position to start. This one goes out of bounds. So a perfect start here. Besides that touchdown, it was all Stony Point. So we'll see if they can kind of stem the tides. And, we talked about earlier on in the season, especially the last few games, that defenses had to come up with a big stop to give their offense a chance to get back into things. Now it's their offense, kind of with the step ahead, trying to, give the defense some space, I guess, to work with.
Yeah, there you go. And, I mean, sometimes it just happens like that. You're going to have games where your offense is the main focus of the game, and then there's times when the defense is going to be the winner of the game. But you want to keep complementing each other, 1-2 punch. You got to play good on both sides, especially defense. And if as we've seen a lot, offense has to play good too. Don't get a lot of points. Well, there you have it.
And Stony Point coaches just asking about the spot of the ball. And ball was kicked out of bounds. Should be further than the 30.
Strange.
So we will kick it off from the 30. Rhymes is going to take it and throw it deep to Aurora Day. Had to come back for it. Catch is made.
There you go. Saying that we're still going to drive the ball down no matter what. I mean, great trick play right there. You got to love to see the receiver pass. Everyone's coming up. Maybe, need a little more muscle on there, or maybe, he's a little too fast. But still, it doesn't matter.
I think we'll give the credit to Aurora Day. It looked like a really good pass, and I turned to see where Aurora Day was, and he had the afterburners on before he even caught the ball, so I had to kind of slow up for that one. Still, great concentration. First down at the Raider 34-yard line, and now outside run. Milligan stiff arms his man and is spun down. Again, angry run from Marcus Milligan.
There you go, 24 on his back, so like Nick Chubb, he's a power runner, but he can also beat you with some speed. And we just saw it there. Grown man, stiff arm.
Saw the shiftiness early on as well from him. Under 4 minutes to go. Be sure to stay tuned for a couple performances by both schools' marching bands as well as dance teams. We will have that for you live. We'll tune out and we'll tune their mics up. Troyer under pressure, rolls away from one, and I think he was down on his knees before that ball came out. Boy, they're going to give him the incomplete pass. I thought that ball was still in his hand, throwing it forward, but
man, how many times every drive he breaks a tackle? I'm not trying to give him you don't want to see your quarterback, always going to break a tackle, but how good do you have it when your quarterback can do that?
And if you're a defender, they went up high there last time. You want to go low, kind of around the ankles, and Troy was just able to duck underneath. Now setting up the screen pass, Milligan spun forward. I think it was a game against Vista Ridge where he broke one for 42 yards for a touchdown. Fourth down and short here. We'll see if the offense stays on there. It will be, we're at the 27-yard line. Trying to do math. I think it would be about 49 yards. Under 3 minutes to go, and we might get a first time out here from Stony Point. Play clock at 15, just trying to wind it down. And we still do have the 2-minute timeout. So the Raiders will have one timeout as well as that timeout in their back pocket, and we'll see what they choose to do, or what Stony Point chooses to do as well. 4th and 4 officially from the 27-yard line. We'll step aside for 30 seconds. Come back to Kelly Reeves.
Y'all listen up. Let me tell you something about group meals from Rudy's Barbecue. It's got all you need for all the folks you gotta feed, smoked meat, sides, and more. There's everything down to the tablecloth, just like the one that you see at the store. At a bridal shower, it's better than flowers. And a long business meeting, it'll pass the hours. It'll feed all the cousins at a family function. It's better than potluck at a church luncheon. Next time you need to feed 10 or more, call and order a Rudy's group meal.
Next in line.
Coming back here to Kelly Reeves, 21-13 our score. Glad to have you with us here on some Friday Night Lights here on homecoming night and Childhood Cancer Awareness Night for Stony Point. We got the mums, we got the glow sticks out. We've got the marching bands in the end zone getting ready to go. But first we've got 4th and 4 with 2:35 to go. Troyer straight over the middle is Oliver James. He's going to take it all the way again. Second touchdown in a row on 4th down. Stony Point not satisfied with moving the sticks. They want 6 points.
And right there, just when you're in that slot position, we told you he's a running back, but he's very good at this passing game. 1-2, hard step to a slant, and it's just hard to defend. You're not gonna defend that most of the time, especially on a short down. And he just turned on the Jets.
That looked almost like a mirrored play of what Cedar Ridge just ran to kind of set themselves up for the touchdown as the point after is up and good. So 28-13, 2:27 to go for Cedar Ridge, but impressive looking drive, impressive looking offense the entire night really for Stony Point. It's been a good balance too, both passing and on the ground.
Yeah, like you said, just a great balance, and that's what you got to see if you're a Stony Point Tiger fan, coach, or player. You got to have this momentum, this roll that you're going on. You can't give it up.
Craig Cheshire and the Stony Point coaching staff definitely putting in the time after last week's disappointing 56-21 battle against McNeil. And looking to bounce back here. Still winless in district. And next week they head to Manor, who is winless in their season so far. So an opportunity to win 2 games and bounce back to get to 2 and 3. And this is nowhere near a complete season. You're at the game number 6 overall, game number 4 in district play. This is still a long way to go.
Yeah, exactly like you said. You can't give it up now. If anything, this is what you want. You want to have a chip on your shoulder, become that underdog, and show what you're made of to these other teams. Be a sleeper team, and then come out on top. I mean, it's just perfect right now, and it's still not over.
Aurora Day will kick this one very deep and bounces at the 1 and goes out the back of the end zone. Talked about kind of the schedule for Cedar Ridge playing Stony Point tonight. Lost last week against Round Rock. Then next, it doesn't get any easier. Vandergrift, Vista Ridge, and then McNeil. So tough 3 games after this for Cedar Ridge. Stony Point, again, they head out to Manor next week, then take on Hutto. That'll be a good battle. Westwood before finishing up against Round Rock on Halloween night. So
there you go. I mean, still, like we said, they still got that Hutto game. That's going to be a good game, like you said, next week. And I mean, if a team is still winless, you still got to go into practice like this team is undefeated. You can't let up, and that's what they're showing tonight. It doesn't matter if they're supposed to win or not.
Trying to set up the screen are the Raiders, and they get it out to Devonish, and he will be knocked out of bounds just before midfield. It's a good solid play on the first play of this drive. 2:18 to go. I think the clock will stay stopped. I think they marked him out of bounds, so no need to worry about timeouts or getting off another play before 2-minute timeout. 1st and 10. Hand off up the middle before being knocked back. This was Devin Patterson picking up 2. That'll take us to the 2-minute timeout. We'll step aside. 28-13 our score. Tigers lead by 15 at the 2-minute timeout. Back after this.
Looking for a home in the premier 55 and better community of Sun City, Texas? Trust the realtors at the Stacy Group, located in the heart of Sun City. The Stacy Group specializes in buying and selling new and resale homes in the active adult Del Webb community in beautiful Georgetown, Texas. As the top producing real estate office for more than 25 years, the Stacy Group will put their Sun City knowledge to work for you. Visit thestacygroup.com today to learn more.
Second and 8 from midfield. Still not out of the woods yet, Stony Point defense. We were just talking at halftime. It's a 15-point game, and Cedar Ridge does get the ball back at halftime, or after halftime. So this could very well be a 28-27 game in the blink of an eye after this possession and possibly after coming back from halftime. So got to stay solid defensively, possibly force a stop here, and maybe be aggressive yourselves. We'll see what Cedar Ridge chooses to do. Snaga fires well over the intended target. Stony Point coaches just directing the officials' attention towards the middle of the field. Perhaps seeing some contact from the offensive receivers. Has been a very physical game tonight. Haven't seen a ton of flags, but the ones that we have seen have been rather egregious, whether it's the unsportsmanlike conduct, the roughing the passer. It's, as far as pass interference goes, they've been letting them play. 3rd and 8 here. Under pressure, Snaga is taken down.
Yeah, man, that's what you want to see. You want to see your defense get after it. You want to see them hold this possession. Like we said, in a blink of an eye, it could have went from good to bad. So they just got to keep staying on it. Offensively, you know, you can be a little aggressive. You can wind the clock down. It's up to you, but, you know, aggressive might be the best choice. But if you believe in your defense that they can do it, then go ahead and head to the tunnels.
Boy, those 2 timeouts are very tempting as Cedar Ridge is running down the clock. No timeout called by Stony Point at the end of that 3rd down sack. And now Cedar Ridge will call their last timeout, 1:04 to go here before halftime. We'll stay here during the break. And again, those 2 timeouts for Stony Point. I think you try and be aggressive maybe on the first couple plays, just kind of see what's there, test the waters. Definitely don't run the ball in the first couple plays and just see what you can get offensively. But we've seen with James down the middle, you still have Aurora Day and Rhymes on the boundary lines to make incredible catches. So you got some options to work with.
There you go. I mean, this whole team has just got nothing but weapons. Why not test the waters, like you said, and just play a little aggressive. You know, you don't got to take all types of risks and risk turning the ball over, but you can play a little aggressive.
Stops on the first down, so get a couple first downs. You don't have to burn those timeouts, or you get out of bounds right away. A couple quick outs, and we'll see what they work with. Also, could be set up by a heck of a return here from number 1 himself to the 34-yard line. Punt is angled towards the near side and takes a great bounce. Boy, my goodness, inside the 5, down at the 4-yard line. So 96 yards to go. Maybe want to be a little bit more conservative in the play calling. 55 seconds to go.
Yeah, and that changed on us real quick.
Yeah, yep. Boy, I don't know if Rhymes had even a chance to go get that. That was kind of not a low line drive, but got there in a hurry. Had some speed on it.
Yeah, there you go.
Went end over end and just rolled out. Hit at about the 25 and rolled down inside the 5. As an Iowa Hawkeye fan, I very much enjoy a good punt, especially from, I always see the Australian punters. I know there's a link there somewhere. I remember seeing a story about it on College Game Day about Australian punters, but just a good punt is, I literally have a shirt back at home that says I cheer for the punter, because sometimes the defense is kind of the strong suit sometimes, and again, it just can kind of wane on you. So we'll see. We're going to get a timeout actually from Stony Point with the clock stopped. They look to come out in a bunch formation to possibly take a couple knees and go to half, but we'll end up calling a timeout. 55 seconds left. We'll come back and finish the first half after a quick break.
Howdy, y'all. It's the day tripper Chet Garner here for my friends at Don Hewlett Chevrolet Buick. And thank you for tuning into some great Stony Point football. Now, I know you're aware of the great deals on brand new vehicles at Don Hewlett in Georgetown. But did you know Don Hewlett carries hundreds of pre-owned vehicles too? So if you have a first-time driver in your home, like I do, and need a reliable pre-owned vehicle, check out Don Hewlett. Stop by today or visit online at donhewlett.com, and let's go Tigers.
Final 55 seconds here from Kelly Reeves. Again, we'll step aside at halftime and let the bands perform. As we're going to see a couple knees here from Kenneth Calbus. And just getting under center here, second time. I think maybe the Stony Point coaches are also adamant about are also kind of inspired by their defense as well. Giving up the 13 points on 3 separate drives, 2 field goals in the first quarter and a touchdown in the second. But all coming off big plays. So as long as you can stop the big plays, I think you like your chances if you're a Stony Point coach.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like you just said, picture perfect what you just said. They like their defense. They're adamant about their defense making some stops, which they have been making stops. You know, just go ahead, get them a breather, go to the tunnels, come back 100%. Don't let up.
Cedar Ridge will return, get the ball back when we return. But until then, we will step aside, let the Fine Arts take over here on homecoming night from Kelly Reeves. Back after 28 minutes.
Good evening, Raider Nation. On behalf of Cedar Ridge High School and the Round Rock Independent School District, we are proud to present your 2022 National Champion in the Crown Series of Cedar Ridge. We now invite you into the round of royalty. Line officers are Major Haley Zaccaro, Major Audrey Butman, Lieutenant Colonel Gianna Santoro, and Colonel Blair Hudson. Social officers are Lindsay Treese, Giselle Gallen, Caroline Ethan Stevens, Vice President Waverly Crowder, and President Madeline Tijerina. Working on the week is Rebecca Mullins. Officer's choice is Aaliyah Davis. Our two-time overall grand champion roller dance team will now perform a quick routine to the Maroon 5 pop hit Moves Like Jagger. Music will be performed by our electrifying Raider Band. Our Cedar Ridge royalty managers are Ella Carter, Caitlin Martin Perez, Tyan McCurder, and head manager Carly Grubb. Our Cedar Ridge royalty dance team is directed by Jen Richardson and Sophie Noble. Royalty would like to take this time to thank some of our sponsors. Platinum sponsors, B&T Construction, Double Shape Assisted Living and Memory Care, Gaddisville Road Dental, Lively Delivery, Pure Bar, Round Rock Vision, Southern Trails, and Wildfire Orthodontics. Gold sponsors, law offices of Ben Tran, Rosebud Boutique and Stone, and the Dance Gallery. Tonight, the band will be performing a portion of their 2025 competition program, The Beholder, featuring Respighi's Tides of Rome and White Waters for Beautiful People. The Cedar Ridge Raider Band and Color Guard is the perennial Bands of America Championship finalist. The band was a 6A UIL State Marching Contest finalist in 2018, 2021, 2022, and 2024, as well as the bronze medalist in 2022. They were the BLA Waco Regional Championship winner last year. The wind ensemble was a 6A honor band state semifinalist, and Color Guard were open class semifinalists at WGI in 2024. The wind ensemble clarinet choir is an invited showcase at the 2025-2026 TNEA Convention. And now, under the field direction of Lewis Hatton, Romeo Lasavia, and Ashlyn Moore, our mighty Cedar Ridge Raider Band. Vasquez, Rick Rodriguez, Greg Horner, and Heather Stone. Thank you to our sponsor, the Wards Lawn Service. If you're looking for custom landscape design or comprehensive lawn maintenance, they have you covered. Dog member of the week is Morgan Rummel. Protection member of the week is Binley Rothwell. Win member of the week is Travis Grant. Section of the week is The Flute. Our Cedar Ridge High School principal is Dr. Sean Miller. Our associate principal is Kristen Harper Hill. Our associate principals are Jerry Firestone, Joanne Garza, Erica Jackson, Will Jaramillo, Ron Jones, and Byron Harkless. Let's give it up one more time for our prides of the East Side, Cedar Ridge Royalty Dance Team, and our mighty Raider Band. Tiger Nation, are you ready? It is showtime. Please welcome your 2025-2026 Stony Point High School Tiger Dancers. The award-winning Tiger Dancers are in the direction of Mandy Wasson and Kendall Crosby. Diamond sponsors for the Tiger Dancers are Kimberly Wolfman Realtor, Building 66, and the Dance Gallery. Social officers for the Tiger Dancers are Aria Thacker, Zanaya Alexander, Co-President Aria Joshua, and Co-President Brittany Houncamp. Leading the team on the field are the line officers, Junior Lieutenant Michaela Kerr, First Lieutenant Nathan Berger, and your captain, Audrey Barner. This week, we like to honor the following Tiger Dancers. Most motivated is Taylor Okoro. Officer's Choice is Michaela Miller. And the Tiger Dancer of the Week is your captain, Audrey Barner. And now, for your Friday Night Lights halftime entertainment, the Tiger Dancers perform their high kick routine to Starship, played by our Tiger Band. to wish the Cedar Ridge Royalty good luck in their football season. Good evening, Tiger Nation. Welcome to 2025 Stony Point High School. The next chief candidate is Oliver James. Oliver just scored tonight by Foster Bonifado. Oliver James and brother Nathaniel James. He's a member of the Stony Point Tiger Varsity football and men's basketball team. He's linked to major in health and sports med. Team candidate is Chloe Renfro. He's a member of the Lady Tiger volleyball team, IB, Lu Alpha Theta, NHS, and National Charity League. So he's future plans on major in political science and become an attorney. Our final team candidate is David Wilson. David just certified by Kimberly Wilson and Leah Shepherd. He's the team's member on Tiger Management, hip-hop choreography captain, Move to seniors and move dance and fitness. David is planning to attend ACC major in nursing. He wants to help kids like him with sickle cell by showing them nothing is impossible. And our last team candidate is Gabby Vargas. Gabby just voted tonight by mom, Dominique Paez, Father David Vargas, and brother Alex. She spends her time outside school volunteering with the children's ministry and her church. She plans to major in exercise science to become a physical therapist. Let's give a big round of applause for the 2025 Stony Point High School homecoming court. Assisting Stony Point High School Principal Dr. Anthony Watson with our crowning this evening is the 2024 homecoming king and queen, Andrew Hill and Abby Watson. And now the moment we've all been waiting for. This year's homecoming king is David Wilson. And this year's homecoming queen is Isa Gonzalez. Give one more big round of applause for the Stony Point High School homecoming court for 2025. Congratulations to each of you young men and women for being a part of the homecoming court. And good luck in your future plans. to thank the Stacy Group as an MVP sponsor. Hewlett Volkswagen, Don Hewlett Chevrolet Buick, Williams Royal Texas Barbecue as guidance sponsor. Medical Emergency Room and Club Car Wash as platinum sponsors. Active Sports Therapy and Rehabilitation, Buddy's Burger, Marco's Pizza, Premier Roofing, TJSC Ford Vision Photography, and Bearbank as gold sponsors. And Allen's Way, Corridor Title, First Texas Bank, Kababi's King Grill, Mighty Fine Burgers, Prosperity Bank, Regis Italian Ice and Frozen Custard, and Tony C's Pizza as blue sponsors for all of your support of Stony Point Tiger football this season. We also want you to stick around after tonight's game for a performance from the Stony Point High School Tiger Band. So please stick around after tonight's game for a performance from the Stony Point High School Tiger Band. Capping off the first half of scoring where Stony Point 28, Cedar Ridge 13. Cedar Ridge started in the first quarter with a 36-yard field goal by number 31, Cooper Toga. Then Stony Point countered with a 3-yard run by Keith Calvis with the extra point good, making it 7-3 Stony Point. Stony Point again with another touchdown run by Keith Calvis from 1 yard out, making it 14-3 Stony Point. Cedar Ridge closed the gap with a 26-yard field goal from Cooper Toga, and it making it 14-6. Stony Point with a fourth down pass from Mason Troyer to number 2 Sean Bradley, making it 21-6 Stony Point. Cedar Ridge countered with a pass, a 13-yard pass from number 17 Dylan Snowdon to number 2 Trent Bell, making it 21-13 after the extra point. And the final scoring was Mason Troyer again on fourth down to number 0 Oliver James from 27 yards out with the extra point good, capturing scoring at Stony Point 28, Cedar Ridge 13 at halftime.
Back here with a couple ticks left of the halftime clock. Give you some halftime scores from around the district. At halftime, Round Rock 49, Manor 0. Again, that game's at halftime. Hutto and Westwood playing last night. Hutto getting the better of that one, 34-18. Kind of a shocker here. McNeil, 14-0 lead against Vandergrift. Game currently at halftime as well. Got 28-13 here. Both teams coming out after halftime. Again, we saw great performances by band programs. We will have the Stony Point band after the game, as the homecoming coronations were at the beginning of halftime, or towards the end of halftime, kind of capping things off. A couple of football players nominated in there, Oliver James and Jaden Gamble. Stony Point will kick off. Excuse me, will receive. That's right, they did kick off. So that maybe makes things a little bit more. Apologies there. I thought they had received it in the first half. I had my jerseys mixed up. So that makes a little bit easier decision to take your knees at the end of the second quarter. Apologies there.
All right. Makes sense, yeah.
28-13 our score, and again, Stony Point could add on 7 more, and they have done so. As this one boomed out of the back of the end zone. They have been successful on majority of their drives, which we did not see, especially last week and the week before that against Vista Ridge and McNeil. It's kind of a different team we're seeing tonight, and a positive change if you're a Stony Point fan.
Yeah, exactly what you just said. I mean, positive team that we're seeing, very good right now, and they just got to keep at it, Coming out these last couple of games, not so good on the offensive side. Defense held one game, couldn't do the other game, so both defense and offense are doing very good this game.
We've said it a couple times this broadcast, getting a full 4 quarters from this team as Troyer goes back to pass, finds Rhymes underneath, and a couple juke moves, gets him 10, 11 yards and a first down. Having to play a full 4 quarters, not just the second half like we've seen the last couple weeks, but can you start off the game and finish it the same way?
There you go. And, I mean, you start something, you got to finish it. I mean, you don't want to give life to this team. You kind of want them to be down in the dirt and not think that there's any hope left for them. And that's when they get the big runs get to happen, the big passes get to happening.
Yeah, they've let a couple of those go, but they've only let 13 points go up on the board as Milligan tries the right side and just found nothing. Loss of about 2. 2nd and 12 upcoming. So again, it has been primarily Mason Troyer in there for the pass game, and really anything that's not 10 yards out or 5 yards out, as Kenneth Calbus has had 2 touchdown runs on the ground, both inside 5 yards. Pass protection picked up there. Flag comes in on the near side, and another one comes in on the near side as well. The same official just threw 2 flags as they might get a face mask on Troyer, but I think this might be a holding as well. It's kind of in the area of those 2 calls. Now, first one I'm not positive about, but I believe the second one, referee was looking right at Troyer, who got taken down. So we'll see what the calls are here. So 2 personal fouls is what it was on the defense. They will accept one of those and pick up an automatic first down. So good start to this drive. Again, it's been kind of except for that first drive that went 3 plays and 75 yards, the rest of these scoring drives has been kind of methodical. And those almost kind of, you like to hit the big plays, but you also kind of like to see your offense put together a sustained drive.
There you go. And, that's just the recipe that you got to have. You want to have the big plays when you need them the most, but you want to control the pace of a game.
And it gives your defense some time to rest as Milligan is thrown back into a coach. But not after he picks up about 13.
He's running that rock tonight. He's holding it right, running through people, finding holes. The defense been able to stop him a couple of times, but not enough.
I think they've had a couple, maybe 2 or 3 plays that I can remember that have been for little to no gain or even negative yards, but for the most part. He's been getting 4, 5, 6 yards of carry. Blitz comes in just right there. Looked to be stopped at about the line of scrimmage, and that just kept moving those legs, and offensive line getting some push as well. Gain of 3.
And that's all it takes. That's all it takes. A couple of yards, and then eventually a first down.
Yeah, nothing fancy. I mean, what we've been seeing, we were kind of asking ourselves, where has this offense been for the majority of the season, especially for the last few games? And I don't know if they've been doing anything too different as this one out to Rhymes with the stiff arm. Still takes a man and has a couple of defenders to take him down. I mean, it's been a solid offensive showing from Troyer. Good offensive line play. You know, they've allowed a couple sacks as Troyer's been kind of scrambling for his life at some points, but the run blocking has been in a very much improved state from last week. So all around, much better job. And then capitalize that with the excellent defensive play here as Milligan off the left side. Again, first contact made behind the line of scrimmage and still picks up about 3.
You can't ask too much from a running back. When a running back's running like that and he's driving the ball down, beating the first contact, keep the ball moving forward, you just can't ask too much from him.
Second down and 9, 9:41 to go. Ball at the 21-yard line. Troyer back to pass. Ball tipped at the line. That's a second tipped pass. If you can't get to the quarterback, get your hands up, and that's exactly what the big man did. As you see the replay on the screen here, Kelly Reeves brings up 3rd and 9.
And that's all you got to do. I mean, you know, they've been coached that probably since Little League. Can't get to them, put your hands up, get the quarterback's focus off, try to put your hand on the ball.
Troyer, pressure from the backside, gets away from it, keeps his eyes downfield, throws against the grain, and incomplete pass. Boy, I thought it was in the hands. I think that might be Freeman. Boy, opportunity slips through the fingers. Just didn't have a clean grasp of it. And now a field goal here from 38 yards out. Tyler White. There's the snap, and that one is a low line drive, and a flag comes in at the end. I think they might have gotten contact there. Saw a good jump on this near side, and I wonder if the follow-through maybe made some contact. And it is running into the kicker, automatic. Well, wait a minute. Running into the kicker, I believe that's just 5 yards, not an automatic first. So instead of 4th and 9, 4th and 4.
And you see who's on that field. I mean, just catching good breaks this whole game.
And trying to capitalize. It just shows how much confidence they have in this offense. They've scored twice on 4th downs. Can they make it 3 times? Troyer, all day to throw. Looking end zone. Boy, that's a tough pass. Trying to throw it into the corner. Aurora Day was almost running out of bounds, and Troyer tried to thread it between 2 defenders.
And that's all right. I mean, you still have some opportunities here. Your defense, you know, can correct that. Defense not working with a bad field, so you just gotta move on from that.
No, and I understand the kind of the logic there. 15 points to 18 points doesn't really kind of set you up, and it's still, you know, instead of a 2-possession game, I guess it moves to 3 possession, but still kind of in that awkward stage of, you know, 2-point conversions, and you have to do math towards the end. So I think especially when you already scored twice on 4th downs, can you keep it up? can you keep your luck going? And they just couldn't make it there. Carry on the first play, 9 minutes to go. Second and 7 here. Again, this is a Cedar Ridge offense that puts up 36 a game. It's kind of a delayed handoff there. Spun back behind. The ball comes out later. They're going to say marked down. Devonish with the carry. As we check out the replay. Yep, definitely had an elbow down that caused the fumble.
And like you stated, I mean, this team is known for putting up more points. So that just goes to tell you that this defense is really honing in, trying to lock in tonight and trying to secure a good victory.
Another third down opportunity here to stop them deep in their own territory. Firing down on the vertical route. They've got him at midfield, breaking the tackle. It's a foot race to the end zone. And Raiders will score. 81-yard touchdown.
And I mean, that route was plain and simple. Over the top, 1, 2, 3, patient, and get it out your hands. Had to step on his defender already. I mean, that was just a perfect placement. Good right there in his bread basket. I mean, it's as simple as that. It's a pitch and catch.
And we were talking about they've had a couple opportunities on busted coverages. Coverage was there that time, and Carter Copeland just able to make the catch. Again, great pass and able to take it in for another touchdown. Raiders will look to go for 2 here. Odd formation as we throw opposite way, kind of backyard type play, and we go in for 2 points. Jake McGill will take it and go behind a convoy of defenders for the 2-point conversion. 28-21, now kind of in a more common score. So Stony Point having to answer now.
There you go, and now the game is right back on the line. I mean, you had your 2 possession lead, and now you just gotta step up on it. You can't let this be a defining moment and give this team enough energy to come back in this game. Make a statement here and shut them out.
Talk about playing 4 quarters. Haven't shown up really in the third quarter. Looked to be a big third down stop potentially. Instead is an 81-yard touchdown the other way. Now offense. Can they respond? Again, they've had no problem moving the ball. It's really they've been getting into 4th down opportunities or 4th down situations and have converted on 2 of the 3 and in a big way too, going for touchdowns, but just couldn't convert it that last time. Then 3 plays later, we're looking at a 1-possession game.
Yeah, there you go. And I mean, on that last 4th down that they had, he tried to thread the needle instead of just get to the sticks. That's what we know your confidence is high right now, but you still got to play smart. You still got to look at the sticks and be like, I'll take this instead of a touchdown sometimes.
Absolutely. 7:51 and an onside kick. Ball is recovered, I believe, by Cedar Ridge. There is a flag down by the 40-yard line as there was some close contact between the kicker and the guy to his left. Potential offsides call. Got to stay behind the 40-yard line before that ball is kicked. As we've seen similar plays in the NFL. Remember Pat McAfee doing that? Kind of little onside kick and then covering it up right as he got past the 10-yard line. Referee coming over to the Stony Point line to potentially get their call, as it will be a re-kick, so another break.
I mean, the story of the game, I mean, they've been getting a lot of breaks. And, that's good. It's good that you're getting breaks, but you kind of don't want to make your win on breaks. Exactly. Yep. You don't want to rely on them.
They got the one here. They had a pass interference down earlier that extended a drive.
2 passes that didn't connect. I mean, you got to play And you gotta know that this team is gonna be hungry. They're gonna want to get this ball back in their hands and score.
Alert special teams now for Stony Point as the ball will move back 5 yards. A couple more bodies on the opposite side of the 50 as the ball will be kicked back and still out of the end zone. Tremendous leg. And so now Stony Point will have offense come back out on the field. See if they get the ground game going. Again, kind of I guess lackluster is a little bit harsh, but that's kind of the word I'm thinking of when it comes to comparing it to that first half, as they had a lot more kind of energy and a lot more space to work with.
There you go. And I mean, we say it all the time. When you're losing, you come out with an edge, and this Tigers team should know that from the past games that they got to still come out with energy, because this other team is going to come out with some energy.
Exactly. Shoes on the other foot this time as Milligan gets a few blocks and picks up about 3 yards. Again, I think if you're the offensive coaching staff for this Stony Point team, 7:30 to go, and if you can keep this clock going, just kind of maintain your time of possession advantage while still putting up points on the board. I think that second part is just kind of the question mark at this point. Can you finish off drives and not put yourself in third and longs or fourth down situations, as Milligan tries the outside, maybe gains a yard there. So again, not a ton of space, third and medium. Talked early on in some games early in the year against Vandegrift, and just seeing other teams kind of run that 4 or 5 yards a carry and just milking the clock. It's kind of what teams kind of chose to do in the, I don't want to say in the prime of Patrick Mahomes' career, because I feel like he's still kind of there, but you keep the ball out of his hands, out of Tom Brady's hands, and out of Josh Allen's hand when you're kind of playing Madden. You don't want the other team to have possession of the ball. What do? You milk the clock. You want the ball, and as long as you can keep making plays like that, just those chunk plays, as Oliver James has a nice pitch and catch and reached the ball out for the first down. We'll see. Still have not moved the sticks. Boy, they're going to give that 4th and 1. And a tough play there. Boy, James holding his head down. I thought he got there. 4th and inches.
Right there. I mean, just hate to see it.
And perhaps not wanting to risk it and give a short field to Cedar Ridge. It will be Aurora Day. Back to punt. We will have a timeout. And it's a couple communication errors and a couple personnel mistakes for Stony Point. Forces them to call a timeout. We will step aside for a quick break here in the third quarter.
Good evening, Stony Point Tiger fans. Chip here for my friends at Hewlett Volkswagen. By now, you know the great deals on new Volkswagens at Hewlett Volkswagen in Georgetown. But did you know they also stock hundreds of pre-owned vehicles as well? Hundreds. If you find yourself with that first-time driver in your home and need a reliable pre-owned vehicle, Hewlett Volkswagen wants to be your hometown dealer. Hewlett Volkswagen in Georgetown is a proud sponsor of Stony Point Tiger football. Come see us at I-35 in the Westinghouse exit or visit HewlettVW.com.
Fourth and 1 here, 6:29 to go in the third quarter. Stony Point came out in punt formation. We'll see if they stick with that. And it looks like we have the offense coming out. Kenneth Calbus had one punt to his name. He lined up in this decision, or in this formation, and he took a couple steps back and punted it back. No returner for Cedar Ridge. Calbus potentially trying to draw him off sides on a hard count. Play clock under 10. Under 5. that another timeout? I think it was. No, they take the delay game. I was going to say 2 timeouts back-to-back was a little concerning. I think they're more than content with the 5 yards and to get some extra space for the punting game.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, their defense is they still been hot this game. So, like we keep saying, one possession does not define this defense. You just got to go out there, have a little more energy, and just stop this offense from moving. They're going to be hot coming out.
Yeah, trying to get the momentum kind of go back-to-back. Had a 2-point conversion to top things off last time. Down 7 now, 6:28 to go. Day is the punter. And a booming punt. This is a beauty. Hits at the 25, picked up. And here's the return and thrown forward at the 45-yard line. Not a 20-yard return, but a excellent punt.
And yeah, he was on. He got the right leg on today. I mean, booming punt.
Net of 26 yards there on the punt. And I'm going to switch the kicking ball out of there. So Cedar Ridge, after only putting up 12 points last week, and Dylan Snaga 6 for 16 for 11 yards. Definitely looking a lot better here in this third quarter. The halfback swing maybe gains a half yard. Now they're going to say gets back to the line of scrimmage. He gained 81 yards in that last play, but kind of went backwards there, trying to keep things going, keep the offense momentum going.
There you go. That's what they want to do, and this Stony Point's defense got to realize that they gotta fill in a big hole right here.
Kind of a busted play there. Got a flag coming in on the near side. Snaga will just dive forward for 2. Looked to be kind of a read option, but didn't look too confident in keeping it and running forward. And holding. So another penalty on Cedar Ridge, and see if they can keep sustaining this drive. Replay the down, so 2nd and 20. Push them back to the 35-yard line.
Got to read the room. You know what they're pretty good at going with these long passes. I feel like if you're a defensive back, give them a little cushion, not too much.
Trying to set up the screen and nearly picked off. Boy, TJ Daniel was in there, standing right next to Devonish, and big man wanted the interception.
There you go. You saw he put the seatbelt on, straps down, baby, and he's happy.
Put him out there on the edge as he runs and gets a couple of high fives from his teammates. Put him out on an island. See what he can do.
Yeah, let him strap someone up.
3rd and 20 now. 5:29 to go. Is Snaga looking to the sideline? Snaga going deep, and boy, an incredible catch. I thought that was way over his head. Instead, just puts his hands over his head, says, I got it, puts a foot down, and picks up an incredible first down.
And as we see on the extra replay, just beautiful catch. Puts his hands up, controls the ball in his hands, go out of bounds, and there you go, move them sticks. And we were just saying it. You know what they want to go for. They're going to keep going up with these big shots. You got to play. Your secondary got to back up a little bit.
And he kind of slowed down his momentum to kind of let the ball catch up to him and kind of lull the defender down and just, kind of plucked it out of the air. I thought it was going out of bounds for sure. Snaga going deep, and that one picked off. Sumter with the return. Past midfield. And taken down from behind.
Suck off the energy of that drive. I mean, he got up there and got that pick. And look at him. I mean, that's just a beautiful. You can't get it no better. He sat in his zone, got up there, and then a nice return. You gotta love to see it.
And correction, that's Jonah Osborne with the interception. The linebacker came in for.
And took the life right back. I mean, one big play, and they just took it right back.
I believe he came in for the injured Menendez, as we saw come out in that first half. And yeah, like you said, took the wind out of the sails. Osborne puts them with a nice return too, down to the 30-yard line, just 30 yards to go for Troyer. First down as we're trading body blows back and forth. It's 28-13 at the half and 28-21 currently. Is a lot of high energy plays, but just 8 points on the board from Cedar Ridge.
There you go, and I mean, you gotta love it if you're Stony Point. The defense is gonna be on a high edge now, and when the offense come back out, they're gonna be a little scared to go in that middle field now. That's what you want to keep seeing. You want a defense to control the game.
And kind of instill fear in that quarterback and try and make him have those mistakes snowball. Just a three-man rush, so Troyer rolls out to the right. Had a quarterback spy on him and just kind of leans forward. Stony Point sideline wanting some extra contact, but that's a runner. As Troyer kind of held the ball out to get a couple yards. Get to 2 there. 3rd and 8 now as Milligan will come to the sideline. James going to line up in the backfield. 4 receivers set. Linebacker blitzes. They pick it up. Right over the middle is James. And he's past that first down marker.
And boy, he's just so hard to pick up. It doesn't matter if he's out in the slot, in the back. I mean, he's a nightmare for these linebackers, a nightmare for a defender who's not on the outside edge, who's more used to playing a receiver-type build like him. And, I mean, he's just so short, quick. Good target right there. What we call a quarterback's best.
Looks similar, but he lined up in the backfield this time instead of in the slot. That's where he got his touchdown pass, was out of the slot on the quick slant as Milligan comes back in and picks up about 5. Yeah, the sure-handedness of really all the receivers tonight have really bolstered this offense and gotten them out to this 7-point lead, putting up 28 points, which I believe that's might be the most since maybe the first game of the season. Let me check back. I know it's here. Yeah, this one going to be close to the first down marker. Forward progress will just pick up about 3 there. And yeah, this the highest offensive output so far. They did it in 1 half. Yeah, another long sustained drive, but in a 3rd and medium here. Milligan in the backfield, trips to the near side. Colton Patton up top. Troyer in trouble. Taken down by the helmet, and flag comes out. Boy, coach is jumping and very upset with the call. As they got him up by the face mask. Definitely looked like an upper body tackle, but we just didn't really get the whole view. Referee behind the play saw something, and boy, Coach Vardaman up top, standing outside, standing right out in the numbers. during that play. First down again for the Tigers. Milligan pushes the blocker forward, and it goes into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers.
There you go. I mean, leading the way, getting his hands on that blocker, telling him to come on, speed it up, or I'm going to have to run you down.
And Jacoby, you mentioned it earlier on in this game, getting those gifts and capitalizing on them. They right there got the face mask penalty to extend the drive. And instead of 3 points, you're in the end zone putting up the extra point now.
There you go, right after it. I mean, they just been getting a lot of good calls tonight that's been going their way. And, I mean, as we just saw, oof.
This one blocked, but flag does come out. It's going to be an offsides call. As, again, trying to time the snap. They're going to mark him down, and again, this one going to be replayed, so would have came back anyway. Motion's just running a little bit high these last couple plays. These last couple drives from each side. Of course, you had the big play from Cedar Ridge. Very next play, interception return.
I mean, that just sucks the life out of an offense. You have a big play like that, it's like, okay, we're getting the feel of this. We just had a great play, and then boom, pick, and then a good return after. I mean, it just kills you.
And then the face mask penalty on the third down led to the touchdown the next play. So if you're Cedar Ridge, you had the momentum, and we're trying to build off that, converted the big third down, and boy, just kind of took a haymaker right back. Down 13 now. Stony Point trying to make it 14, and I was going to say Troyer's out there. Tyler White is as well. I was going to say, is Troyer going to go under center here and perhaps run a 2-point conversion with the ball closer? No, they will not. They'll line up for extra point. There's a snap, hold, kick is up and good. 35-21, we'll step aside here. 2:23 to go in the third. Back to Kelly Reeves after this.
Good evening, Stony Point Tiger fans. Chip here for my friends at Hewlett Volkswagen. By now, you know the great deals on new Volkswagens at Hewlett Volkswagen in Georgetown. But did you know they also stock hundreds of pre-owned vehicles as well? Hundreds. If you find yourself with that first-time driver in your home and need a reliable pre-owned vehicle, Hewlett Volkswagen wants to be your hometown dealer. Hewlett Volkswagen in Georgetown is a proud sponsor of Stony Point Tiger football. Come see us at I-35 in the Westinghouse exit or visit HewlettVW.com.
Back here, homecoming night, childhood cancer awareness night for Stony Point. Got a good one here. 35-21. 2:23 left to go in the third.
And still can't let their foot off the gas yet. I mean, if I'm this team, I'm playing all the way through. Fourth quarter don't matter. You know, you got to keep playing, because just in a turn of an instant, we just saw it can be a close game.
They knocked it back down to 7 Cedar Ridge, and then could have made it more as this one kind of pooched up in the air. Need to be fielded like a fly ball at the 20. There's a return, the cutback, and past the 45. Another good special teams return. This one going to be down at the 48-yard line. Another big-time return. Cedar Ridge looking to answer back. So again, Stony Point putting up 35. This is the most points they've had since their season opener against Eastview. That was a win where they put up 40. Another win after that against Johnson, 17-14. But since then, 3 straight losses, 0-3 in the district, looking to grab that first win here. Snaga going to take this one on the read option and pick up about 3. Again, you have this week against Cedar Ridge, and you're up by 14, under 2 minutes to go here in the third. And next week you head out to Manor, who we mentioned was down by 40+ at half, to Round Rock. But again, nothing is a given in these district games. Can always be kind of a surprise in these matchups. Anything goes.
There you go. Upsets can happen at any time, so you gotta still. It doesn't matter what the record is. You still gotta go into practice, and practice. Hard practices, nothing light, because you're an underdog team right now.
As we mentioned, nothing given as this one, Wildcat formation picks up the first down on 3rd and short. They pick up about 3 or 4 yards. And we mentioned one of those kind of instances where underdog kind of comes in and makes a statement. McNeil was up 14-0 against Vandergrift. Vandergrift has since come back and tied it up 14-14, but still a lot of time to play there. A lot of time to play here. We got about a minute and change here before put a fresh set of 12. Another Wildcat formation here. Taking this near side, missed tackle down at the 25 and the 20 inside the 20-yard line. That was Christian Hall. Turning the corner.
He's been a hard runner for this team, so I mean, you got to be careful. They got that Wildcat formation. I think that they're liking what they're seeing. They're testing them against this outside perimeter and the inside. So I mean, you got to start wrapping up and wrap, squeeze, bring down.
And looking to run the same play again, this time straight up the middle. Cut inside, putting your head down and getting yards the hard way. 5-yard pickup for Hall. Christian Hall was kind of used in all sorts of plays, used in the passing game predominantly, kind of out of the backfield. Get your best players the ball any way you can. Even if they're not the quarterback, they can still take a snap. And it's 2nd and 5 here. Carry out to the near side and pushed out of bounds, reaching the ball over before going out of bounds, though, and this will be a touchdown. Flag comes out on the near side after the play. Looks like the touchdown will stand. And the ball was over the line, and official just kind of standing, looking towards a group of players and then threw the flag. So no indication on what it was. Unsportsmanlike conduct against Stony Point. Again, don't have a number, so not sure if that's their first. That's our second unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Low snap and able to knock it on through anyway. 35-28. Hold on, we got a flag. Thrown on the near side. This might be offsides. And it will be, so we'll just take the points. Says Cedar Ridge, and 35-28 our score. 13 seconds to go. We'll keep it here for the quarter break. So, again, coming right back. That was a predominantly on the ground, really almost exclusively through the ground game. Drive from the Raiders using the Wildcat, showing that for the first time this game and putting points up on the board by any means necessary.
There you go. And I mean, like you said earlier, get your ball in the best player's hands, and Hall just, making it known that he's going to be running tough. He's going to try to run around you. He can do it all. So you gotta scout around him too. This is anybody's game still.
And how big is that first half, those 28 points? It was 28-13 at the break, and we haven't seen too much of a first half offense from Stony Point these last few weeks, and able to put up 28 and kind of maintain that here. Kind of playing back and forth, but up by 7 or 14. And going to say the penalty is going to be enforced on the kickoff, so we'll move them forward 15. So the rare kickoff from the opposite 45. A lot more bodies forward for Stony Point, perhaps alerted by the last time where they tried to go onside kick, but were offsides. And instead they go to the sidelines, onside kick. And this one taken at the 35. Good job from the hands team. That is Aurora Day. Great set of hands there. First and 10 at the 35 and up by 7 again. They've just been chipping away. I don't think you'd do anything different on offense. It's just kind of been slow and steady wins the race. Hit the big plays when they're there. Don't force anything. I've seen Troyer force some passes that we haven't really seen in previous weeks, but
there you go. And I mean, it's a confident thing. You know, you're feeling good. But like you just said, you can't force nothing because it's anybody's game still.
Yeah, the only mistake so far besides fourth downs is Milligan picks up about 10 yards. We'll see where they spot it depending on if it's a first down or not. Only turnover so far, aside from turnover on downs, is the interception thrown by Cedar Ridge. Out of bounds at the 45. It will be a fresh set of downs with 5 seconds left here in the third quarter. Snap, Troyer, Milligan will take this, and it's a tough 3 yards, but that'll run out the clock. Final 12 minutes. Tigers up by 7. We'll come back to the fourth from Kelly Reeves here on Vype after a quick break.
Looking for a home in the premier 55 and better community of Sun City, Texas? Trust the realtors at the Stacy Group, located in the heart of Sun City. The Stacy Group specializes in buying and selling new and resale homes in the active adult Del Webb community in beautiful Georgetown, Texas. As the top producing real estate office for more than 25 years, the Stacy Group will put their Sun City knowledge to work for you. Visit thestacygroup.com today to learn more.
Back here to Kelly Reeves. 2nd and 7 for Stony Point. I want to thank we've been hearing our MVP and Diamond and Platinum sponsors this evening. Also want to thank our Gold and Blue sponsors, Active Sports Therapy and Rehabilitation, Buddy's Burger, Marco's Pizza, Premier Roofing, TJSN4 Vision Photography, Veribank, Alley's Way, Corridor Title, as Troyer will fire down the field, has James at the 35, and points first down. Let's finish off our sponsors, Veribank, Alley's Way, Corridor Title, First Texas Bank, Kebabchi Grill, Mighty Fine Burgers, Prosperity Bank, Rita's Italian Ice and Frozen Custard, and Tony C's Pizza, all tremendous sponsors of the Stony Point Tiger football season here on Vype. Good looking pass there again from Troyer. He and James have just been on the same page so far tonight.
All game, like you said, same page, and they're just going to continue to keep on going.
This is Donnell picking up a few yards, kind of giving Milligan a break. He's been a workhorse, Milligan, having to shoulder the majority of the carries. Donnell will stay in there. Aurora Day up top. Troyer looking up top. And a little curl route. Defender bit on him. Just a little too late, though, as Aurora Day makes the catch. Good concentration gain of about 4. 3rd and short. Maybe a half yard to go. James will come out. Rhymes and Bradley will come back in. Bradley will line up in the tight end spot. Donnell behind Troyer in the pistol. Takes it up the field, and a good little cut in the gap. He's able to get a first down. We talked about the offensive line creating those holes. Both ball carriers have been really shifty inside the hole to find more space. The vision has been much improved as well.
There you go. And, I mean, I'm pretty sure these coaches gave him an earful, the whole bus ride home. That's what coaches do. They make sure that their players are getting better by any means necessary. And they sure are better this week. Look at that.
Pump fake from Troyer. Goes downfield. Bradley. Incomplete pass. Boy. Referee was right there. Bradley looking towards him just like, can you give me that one? No siree, says the referee. That was a pump fake, and we're looking on the scoreboard. Beautiful camera angle, too. That was just pinned against the ground as Bradley went full extension and kind of
went a little underneath him, yeah.
Yeah, had the point hit the ground right away.
Ref wasn't right there, and they probably would have gave it to him. I mean, just amazing pump fake, though, right there. I mean, he had that defender coming up, and, I mean.
Yeah, we've seen it all night, the elusiveness of Troyer. Fumble. Boy, jumping right back on it. Troyer seemed to know that wasn't a clean handoff, and contact was made in the backfield. And Troyer with the heads-up play to keep his eyes forward and jump on the ball. Loss of about 6 or 7. Got to be careful, especially down near the red zone.
Exactly. Can't afford mistakes right now when the game is this close to being tied. You want to execute every play, especially in moments like this.
3rd and long here, Troyer. Throws it out to the side. James tries to throw the ball forward or kind of reach forward. His knee went down first and then kind of threw the ball out. It'll be 4th and short. Boy, got a decision to make here, and I think they're going to make the right one. Kicking the field goal, make this a 2-possession game, 9:13 to go. They went for it last time around this area on the opposite side of the field, didn't get it. And instead, we'll look for the right foot of Tyler White to put him up 2 scores. This one from 27, White. Up and good. And he puts it through. 38-28, 9:08 to go. Cedar Ridge with a chance to answer. And we take a quick break.
Howdy, y'all. It's the day tripper Chet Garner here for my friends at Don Hewlett Chevrolet Buick. And thank you for tuning into some great Stony Point football. Now, I know you're aware of the great deals on brand new vehicles at Don Hewlett in Georgetown. But did you know Don Hewlett carries hundreds of pre-owned vehicles too? So if you have a first-time driver in your home, like I do, and need a reliable pre-owned vehicle, check out Don Hewlett. Stop by today or visit online at donhewlett.com, and let's go Tigers.
27-yard boot from the right leg of Tyler White puts the Tigers up by 10 with 9:08 to go. 3 timeouts for the Raiders, 2 for the Tigers in this district clash between a couple of 2 and 3 teams trying to fight their way back to 500. Against Cedar Ridge, we mentioned Vandergrift, Vista Ridge, and McNeil on their schedule. Stony Point headed to Manor next week before taking on Hutto. And finishing off with Westwood and Round Rock. Tigers have lost 3 consecutive games, and it has not been a stellar performance in any 3 of them. Vandergrift, McNeil, and Vista Ridge. Tough teams, but not exactly enthusiastic performances. As another big return here past the 35, past the 40, and out past the 45. Another return there, setting them up in great field position. Therese Harrison
Boy, I mean, they've been doing it all game with the special teams. Haven't been able to pick it up offensively, which if you're a Stony Points fan, that's what you want to see. You don't want to see them get anywhere near that end zone. And like you said, the last 3 games, not so good. And they got to pick up on it because you only get tougher games, especially when you get the playoffs and stuff. You know, the more you win, the better your odds are at winning at the playoffs. So
both sides, offense and defense, have been pretty solid tonight, but special teams still kind of a touch and go spot here. Need all 3 facets of the game, especially as we get deeper into the season. 2nd and 5 upcoming. Under 9 minutes to go. Again, Cedar Ridge needing 10 to tie. Just imagine all the way back in the first quarter, one of those 2 3 points, maybe even both of them that could have been touchdowns. And this is a different ball game. Is this one handed off the middle? He's got some afterburners on. 20, 10, 5, touchdown. Noah Devonish from 48 yards out saw the hole and did not look back.
yeah, he took off like lightning. I mean, just saw that hole like you said. I mean, like you said it perfectly. Saw the hole and did not look back. Kept it pushing. No one was catching him.
No, and he had a defender that looked to have an angle, but give it 10, 20 more yards, and there was no shot of anyone catching him. So again, extra point is up and good. 38-35 as the back and forth continues.
There you go. And like we've been saying, it's a key matchup that how you respond after halftime. Stony Point, they kind of let loose a little bit. We're not saying that they stopped all the way, but they definitely gave these Raiders some momentum. And now it's a real close game. So you got to close out.
Yeah, the defense looked really solid in that first half, giving up 6 points, a couple of big plays, but they stopped them, limited them to field goals on a couple of drives, and gave up the touchdown in the second quarter. So, but all in all, pretty solid. And then this second half, just kind of being worn down and coming to the benches here on this near side and just trying to figure out, can they get a couple of key stops here? Their offense trying to keep answering the call and just keep on scoring, keep pushing this game to 7 to 10 points, now only up by 3. And really, you can't afford to, just kick a field goal because then you're only up by 6 and you'd be overtaken. But you're really needing a touchdown here also with 8:16. So a lot of time left on the clock for Cedar Ridge to come back. And we've had so many back and forth, so many kind of momentum shifting plays here, whether it's the face mask penalty on the 3rd down, whether it's the interception after the big play for Cedar Ridge. It's just been an exciting second half, exciting game, really.
Yeah, exactly. And, I mean, we love to see these type of games. Coaches want blowouts, we know that. But it's still fun to see these back-and-forth games and who's going to come out on top.
Got to keep the coaches' hearts going, right?
They
don't do enough cardio during practice. Their hearts aren't racing all throughout the week, so got to get them going here. Keep the cardiologist's business in check, if not for football.
There you go.
Kicked out of the back of the end zone. We'll have 1st and 10 from the 25. Glad you're here with us on Vype and also watching on the KView app. This game of the week is definitely showing out. Close one throughout. Stony Point led by 15 at the half. That's the largest lead we've had in this game, but Cedar Ridge making it short-lived, coming out and cutting it down to 3 here. A couple of offenses coming to life here. A couple of defenses on the back foot in this second half especially. Handoff. This is where I think Stony Point has had the advantage. But aside from that, the big play there is a Raider takes a little bit extra time to get up off the ground before heading back down to a knee. I was going to say that Stony Point had the edge when it came to running until that big play from Devonish. This will be Jalen Hamilton walking over to the sidelines. But yeah, I think the consistency of the Stony Point offense has been there throughout the night, so I think you'll lean on that if you're the offensive coaching staff for the Tigers. You got to trust that this is going to continue. You be smart about the play calls. Be smart about, if you're Troyer or Calbus, whoever comes into the game at quarterback, be smart about your decisions. Be confident in your decisions.
Yeah, exactly what you said. I mean, they have to be confident. They got to be smart. You cannot afford to make mistakes now, especially this late to the game, this close to the game. You got to capitalize on it and finish it off.
Yeah, just a few more drives left in this game as Troyer looks towards the near side. Milligan out of the backfield, breaks one tackle, and spun out by the second defender out at the 40-yard line. 7:36. Gain of 11 gets a first down for the Tigers. As Troyer's just kind of looking towards the sideline, getting the call. Trips flips up to the top this time. And the handoff to Milligan. Had a hole for a second as a flag comes out on the near side, spun back around and thrown back. That's a big man, Aaron Gatson, doing the throwing, and Tiger staying down. I believe that was Milligan. So we will step aside, come back after a quick break.
Y'all listen up. Let me tell you something about group meals from Rudy's Barbecue. It's got all you need for all the folks you gotta feed, smoked meat, sides, and more. There's everything down to the tablecloth, just like the one that you see at the store. At a bridal shower, it's better than flowers. And a long distance meeting, it'll pass the hours. It'll feed all the cousins at a family function. It's better than potluck at a church luncheon. Next time you need to feed 10 or more, call and order a Rudy's group meal.
Next in line.
The injured Tiger was Marcus Milligan, who is on the sidelines, grabbed some water, still has his helmet on, but just staying on the sideline now. Troyer with all day to throw. Confident looking pass, and James picks up a solid 15. There was a holding penalty along that, so after the injury, they marked the ball back 10 yards. It was 1st and 20. Now it's 2nd and 8 after the pitch and catch to James.
There you go. And who else but James? I mean, I'm pretty sure they've been working all week long. And, I mean, he's just a good safety value for this quarterback tonight.
And we've been talking about Rhymes and Aurora Day in the last few games, just kind of being open and kind of making plays happen when they needed to. It's been Oliver James out of the backfield in the slot. Out of the backfield now is right on cue over the middle. Still rolling forward. Got to keep two hands on the ball as a couple of Raiders take him down, but again, a solid chunk as he comes out, runs kind of a zigzag pattern out of the backfield for a first down.
Yeah, that was a beautiful Texas route right there. I mean, that's one of those things where you look like you're going one way and then you stomp on the pedals, break down, nice cut it on the inside. And, I mean, every time it's going to be a first down. I mean, these linebackers can't keep up. He's too fast.
Exactly, cutting right in front of a linebacker to get some space, and Troyer just finds him, puts it right on him. 1st and 10 from the 35. Under 7 minutes to go. Tigers fans wanted to see that clock run as Milligan, who's back in, shakes a couple defenders, runs forward just shy of the first down, so we'll keep the clock running, staying in bounds.
There you go.
Nope.
That's what you want to do. Hello, Milligan.
And I thought he was waving the chains forward. There we go. I was going to say, can't think he's just using that motion for the down marker. So now the chains will move, and it is a first down. Under 6:30 to go now. Again, Tigers could really put themselves in a great position here by getting 6 and eventually 7 instead of just 3.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and that's what we was talking about. That's what you want to see. You want to that.
Might get some motion here before. Both teams committing penalties. It's been pretty even. As false start will knock them back. 1st and 15 now. Both sides kind of been even in the penalty department. It's been kind of killers, though, especially on defense. Unsportsmanlike conducts from Stony Point, some face masks and PIs from Cedar Ridge, just killers. Troyer will take the snap. Roll out, roll around, and fires a laser. Boy, that one hung up in the air right off the chest of James and hung up in the air just shy of the defender, but falls harmlessly to the ground. Take a breather if you're a Tiger fan.
Yeah, there you go. And, I mean, it starts off so fun. I mean, you know that he's going to make someone miss and look dumb. But then once you see that ball in the air, it's like, oh, my gosh, what's going to happen now?
That one was in there with some pop right off the front pads of James. Stops the clock. Saw one of the coaches from Stony Point kind of pointing towards his wrist, kind of saying, you know, watch the clock. They had a running clock, and the ball was snapped with about 10 to 15 left on the play clock, maybe trying to tell his quarterback to milk it just a little bit more. As a kind of a hesitation pass on the screen. Gets it to Donnell, and he picks up about 10 yards. Boy, Troyer, like, almost froze when he had it had it hanging back there. Had a couple defenders in his face.
Yeah, he was in that Jordan pose right there. I mean, he just stood back there and then, boom, right to him.
30 seconds left here, so he can take it down close to the 5-minute mark before snapping this before the 3rd down. And again, 4th downs have not been really much of a threat to Stony Point. They've scored touchdowns on 2 of them. But you don't even want to get it to 4th down. Troyer throws it, nearly picked off on the near side. That was Jalen Hamilton, who went out earlier with an injury, trying to guard Rhymes. That one thrown off the back foot of Troyer.
And they're on 4th down, and I mean, I know they've been doing pretty good on it, but you got to make this one, or you're going to have to trust your defense. If they're out there, you got to trust your defense if they don't make it to hold this offense.
Big call here, deciding to keep the offense out on the field. Coach Cheshire with 5:10 to go. Offense will line up with 5 seconds left to snap. They'll take it. Troyer looking near side. Fires deep to the end zone. Has Rhymes, overshoots him. Penalty flag on the field. Roughing the passer against Cedar Ridge. Again, penalties coming in big for both sides and extending drives.
And again, like we said, I mean, it's funny because again and again and again, these penalties are putting them in good positions to score. Now they're in position, and we saw what happened last time after the penalty. Milligan rushed for a touchdown.
And just a quick word from the PA announcer, I don't think draws the best from fans. I think it was a reminder of the pregame message about respecting all decisions. We had some coaches on the field for Cedar Ridge that were letting their opinions be heard, and now some personnel issues. But a false start, and things are kind of getting out of hand here. A little wacky. 1st and 15 now. After the roughing the passer, now you've got 1st and 15 from the 16. Press coverage down here on Rhymes. Firing this way. Rhymes is out of bounds, but referee throwing his hat. It was out of bounds before the contact made, and I think he might just be told that right now. And gets a 15-yard flag. Referee looking right at him. Must have said something. Rhymes draws the flag. Self-inflicted penalties here from both sides.
Got to be smart right there. And James telling them you can't be doing this. Game's too close to be getting flags like this. You got to respect the ref's decision. Just go back to the huddle and regroup because, man, this that can kill you right there.
And again, Rhymes saw a hat being thrown out. That usually means the receiver is out of bounds. So it would have been illegal touching even if he did make the tremendous catch. That'll be Rhymes' first unsportsmanlike conduct, our third of the game, second on Stony Point, and now you're at the 31-yard line, 2nd and 30. Troyer looking deep. Now has some room to run. Haven't seen this too much tonight. He runs forward, has an offensive lineman out there blocking for him, and he goes down at the 21-yard line. Pickup of 10.
Not the run, not the scramble of the quarterback bunch. But there he tried to, he saw some green, took it, trying to cut some of these yards down. I mean,
heads up from the offensive lineman. If you throw that was Ranjo Dean, a sophomore there. If Troyer decides to throw that, that's an ineligible man downfield. Instead, he says, get behind me, I'll block for you.
There you go.
Picks up 10. 4 minutes and 19 seconds left, 3rd and 19. Troyer with some pressure from the backside, gets away from it. Looking left, fires left to the end zone. Oliver James, did he catch it? No, out of bounds, says the referee.
Fans got up on their feet, thought he made a tremendous catch.
Boy, that was close. We got to see the replay on that one. Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
It's so close, and we have the aid of the instant replay there from the board. It was a good-looking camera angle, and
oh man, I
you
don't know.
You got 4th and 20. It was so close to that line. We'll get the top view here. It's so close. That was a zoomed out angle that we saw here. 4th and 20 though. Troyer rolling out to his right now. Throws it up for grabs. Contact, no call, and we have it fall to the ground. Cedar Ridge will take over. No flags on this play. So after minutes hanging around on this drive, we've had 1st and 10. We've had 2nd and 30. Just a wild end on this drive for Stony Point. Cedar Ridge takes over at the 20-yard line with under 4 minutes to go to possibly take the lead and the game.
There you go, and this is what you say. Whatever the calls were, whether they're bad or good, it's behind you now. Defense, you got to go out there and make some stops and make some plays. You can't let them run too much clock and make a big play. You got to control the situation here.
Always hearing about from basketball coaches when I played back in high school was a short memory. Whether you're a shooter, defender, short memory, move on to the next play. If you're defense, you just saw that from your offense. Short drive and come out with some fight here.
There you go. And you said it perfectly right there. Short memory. That's what you gotta have. And you gotta keep on pushing against the pressure because it's all on the defense now.
And the clock's gonna continue to run here with that run up the middle, 3-yard gain. Ball at the 24. Play action. Going to over top. Caught at midfield. And being pushed out. Another go route. Caught by Jake McGill. The senior wide receiver just had a step on the defender.
And there you go. He's been having to step a lot on this receiver, on this cornerback right here, and they're just playing pitch and catch. You give us some room, we're gonna put it in, thread that needle, and put it in this bread basket. You don't want to see this if you're a Tigers defense.
And I wonder if we see just not so much press coverage. They got press coverage on the top with safety help over the top. It's going to be a run play. Good stop there from the D-line. 3 minutes to go. 2nd and 10 we have here. That's the second or third go route that they've had. And, again, they had 2 in the first half that couldn't connect. One of them definitely would have been for a touchdown as there's broken communication. But the 2 that they've connected on, oddly enough, have been the more difficult of the ones. Have had the coverage nearby. Firing towards the near side. Nearly picked off. Boy, there was a split second there. I thought there was going to be at least a tip on the ball. Justin Thompson
Trying to be the hero of this defense right there, and I don't blame him.
That would have been a pick six.
No one
would have snagged that. Clock's going to run here. 3rd and 11. Are they going to run another play? They don't have to run another play before the 2-minute timeout. Not necessarily in field goal range, though. They do have 3 timeouts. 5 seconds until the 2-minute timeout, and I think we are going to head to the 2-minute timeout. We'll step aside here. 38-35, Cedar Ridge driving. 2 minutes left in this one. We got a good one. Stay tuned.
Y'all listen up. Let me tell you something about group meals from Rudy's Barbecue. It's got all you need for all the folks you gotta feed, smoked meat, sides, and more. There's everything down to the tablecloth, just like the one that you see at the store. At a bridal shower, it's better than flowers. And a long distance meeting, it'll pass the hours. It'll feed all the cousins at a family function. It's better than potluck at a church luncheon. Next time you need to feed 10 or more, call and order a Rudy's group meal.
Next in line.
Back after the 2-minute timeout, and was just reminded during the break that this is deja vu for you Tiger fans. You are correct. This was very similar to the matchup against Johnson. It was 17-14. Johnson was driving, and was down by 3, and ended up getting sacked on 3rd down, which led to the field goal to tie things up about a half-yard short. I wouldn't say they're necessarily in the same field goal range. They're pretty far out now, but that first down marker is right about where that field goal was, I want to say, for Johnson. Different conditions, and I'm going to say they had the ball blown off the tees. There was a little bit of a breeze. Flags are not moving now, though. 3rd and 11. Got to get to that point first. Some pressure from Stony Point down the seam. Caught. Touchdown, Cedar Ridge. Christian Hall down the seam. Tried to be broken up by the defender. Instead, he takes it and spins away. And goes for the touchdown.
Boy, what a play right there. I mean, the defender got there in time where it looked like he could have made a play. No, sir, not today.
And it looked like there was either going to be a pass breakup or maybe a big hit, but just nothing doing there. And spun away. Now the ever-important extra point. This is going to make it a 4-point game. It is up and good. Stony Point needing a touchdown now. And we're up 28-13. And have been outscored 29-10 in the second half. This is great game, great back and forth. Not necessarily a kind of the relaxation game. I don't know how it is down in Texas, but I grew up in South Dakota, and we would always kind of bring in a school that you knew you were going to beat 60-0, and for homecoming, so everyone got to have a happy homecoming. And not necessarily looking like that. A little bit more stressful for this Stony Point crowd.
Yeah, there you go. And, I mean, it's a close one. You want to win 152, 2 timeouts. You got to play smart, and you can't mess up. Penalties like that, arguing with the ref, you can't do that.
Now, how big does that feel now? That was, you have the the no catch by James. But again, you're not in that spot. You're not in the 2nd and 30s if you don't get the unsportsmanlike conduct penalties before that. But I mean, look, if you're Stony Point's offense, you still had a great job, pushing the ball down the field. You just haven't translated that into points this second half. Now you have no option but to turn that into points, as they'll take this and look at it, go over the heads.
And like you said, you have no choice but to get in that end zone, and we're not talking about a field goal. You got to play smart. You got to make sure your players are well conditioned and just finish the game off. You got perfect timing right here. You can't play, you got to get out of bounds sometimes. You got to play smart, but you got a chance.
We've seen the big play capabilities from both sides, and Stony Point could really use one now. We haven't seen too much of Rhymes and Aurora Day in the second half because Oliver James has kind of stolen the show now in the middle of that trip set up top. See if they continue to feed him as Troyer under pressure. That one batted away, trying to set up the screen to the left. And that'll stop the clock with 1:49 to go. Second and 10, the Neon crew on the far side, the Raider student section being shown on the video board, and they're letting their voices be heard, trying to get behind their team and move back to 500. Troyer under pressure, hit as he's thrown, and finds Rhymes there at the 40-yard line. Troyer just stood in there and delivered.
And you got to love it. First down, move the chains, and then get out of bounds. Don't got to waste your timeouts. Got your weapons. Your quarterback is great. You just gotta deliver and make big time plays when you need to make the big time plays.
Yeah, they've got the chemistry both on the outside, and they've got the trust to throw that deep ball and kind of throw things, throw a 50-50 ball. Obviously, you want something a little bit more secure than that, but first and 10 here. Troyer steps up in the pocket, looking downfield, fires downfield, flag comes out, and body's falling down. I think that was some feet being caught up, incidental contact by the defenders and the receivers, but we have a flag in the backfield, possibly in the area of holding. And it is holding. So again, self-inflicted penalties. Just can't have those. First and 20 now. And we're at 1:33 left to go. Still 2 timeouts if you're the Tigers.
Gotta take advantage right here.
Milligan in the backfield. Troyer looking deep. Finds Aurora Day on the hitch route. We'll get close to the sticks, and we'll just be about a half yard short, so that clock will keep running. 1:20 now. As Troyer trying to get the play in as fast as possible from the sideline. Alex Freeman up top. Troyer stepping up, firing down to Freeman through his hands at the 40-yard line. That would have been a gain of about 20. Instead, will fall incomplete. 53 seconds left, and it's 3rd and 11. Well, I was going to say, you don't have a lot of calls for 3rd and 11, but both sides really have not been deterred by the 3rd and longs here.
Yeah, definitely not. And I mean, there we saw that they had all 3 of their best receivers on the same side right there. They're trying to make confusion, trying to get a one-on-one matchup.
Same thing, best receivers on the near side here. Troyer stepping up, has space and taken down, ankle tackle to save potentially a first down. It is going to be 4th and 7. Timeout is going to be called by Stony Point. 42 seconds left. Boy, and he had Green to work with. Troyer did on the scramble, but taken down from behind. It's 4th and 7.
It's a nail biter. I mean, you gotta go for it. And you know this defense is gonna be playing by the sticks. So you gotta be smart here. You can't be getting tripped up on this trip side right here. The last 2 plays, they've been getting tripped up, running into each other. These receivers can't be doing that. You can't.
If you go back to James, maybe try that Texas route or a quick slant to get him behind a linebacker.
Yeah, and I mean, right there, if something like that, get him the ball with a little space, get him matched up with a linebacker, and just give him a chance. Give him a chance.
4th and 7. This is essentially for the game here. Just the one timeout for the Tigers. We've seen Troyer under some pressure, but he's able to get away from it as the crowd on the opposite side starting to make themselves heard. And a timeout for Cedar Ridge. We'll step aside for a timeout as well. Come back for the final 42 seconds left here at Kelly Reeves.
Alhi Medical ER is proud to support the Stony Point Tigers this season. Open 24/7, Alhi Medical is a full-service emergency room located just 5 minutes from Stony Point High School. With on-site labs, ultrasound, CT scan, and x-rays, their board-certified physicians deliver fast answers and compassionate expert care. Alhi Medical ER wishes the Stony Point football team and fans a safe and exciting year. Go Tigers!
Here we go for the game. 4th and 7. 42 seconds left for Stony Point. To try and convert here near midfield. Have to get to the 49. Troyer will roll out to the left. Looks left. Fires left. Has Rhymes at the 45 on the opposite side of the field. First down and out of bounds.
And just like that, that's what you want to see. I mean, clock is running. But when you get Rhymes right there and he hits that 1-2, hey, I don't think no one can guard him like that. One-on-one matchup is not ideal if you're doing that.
Yeah, definitely had the separation at the end of that route and gets a little toe tap in and goes out of bounds. 1st and 10 from the 45. 45 yards to go before 6. Troyer hit from behind and that one will fall incomplete. Just low of Rhymes. 30 seconds left. 1 timeout left for Stony Point. Again, this is definitely the most drama-filled game we've had since that Johnson game, 2nd week of the season. And look at that, even on the screen, not sure her name, but she just won Homecoming Queen tonight. She's out there with the pom-poms and going back into cheerleading duties. They need her. Troyer rolls away from one, has room, fires to Freeman. Incomplete. Boy, so much green space from Troyer. Had to throw it down low to Freeman.
There you go. And I mean, just right there, couldn't hold the grab in. That's all right. It's 3rd down. You made it before. You know, we know that you're going to go for these 4th downs. So you essentially got 2 more downs to go. But you don't want to be caught up in a 4th down and long. You want to convert on 3rd downs. Take some pressure off of you.
Troyer, pressure from behind. Now it's called incomplete. I was going to say his arm looked to be going forward. They thought it was a fumble on the Cedar Ridge side. 4th and 10 upcoming. Boy, Troyer took a huge hit from the blind side. 15 seconds left. Again, now you got to worry about the clock. If you get stopped in bounds here, even after the chain set, you're going to be winding down and not having much time left. Just the one timeout. Maybe can get a couple, 2 to 3 plays if you get out of bounds. If you get out of bounds. Another 4th and 10. Who steps up? Who do they go to? Rhymes up top. James and Aurora Day on the near side. Troyer rolls out. Fires deep. Has James incomplete. Through his hands. Had it past the sticks. And Cedar Ridge will take over on downs with 6 seconds to go. Oliver James with a tough catch right in the middle. Had to lay out. Could not complete it.
And just it's tough. I mean, you played good, you know, both sides of the ball. So you just gotta start. You can't be making mistakes this late in the game. But they played good. Defense played good. Offense played good.
But the second half from the Raiders, too much for the Tigers to overcome. Again, Tigers had a 28-13 point lead at the half, and Cedar Ridge comes back to take this one 42-38. There's the snap, there's the knee, and the clock will wind down. The comeback victory for Cedar Ridge. Tigers will fall here on homecoming. Final score, Cedar Ridge 42, Tigers 38. Again, both these teams in action next week. Cedar Ridge going to take on Vandergrift, and Stony Point will head out to Manor. Both those games next Friday at 7 p.m. For Jacoby Cabot, I'm Tyler Alslis. Thank you for joining us here on Friday Night Lights. We had so much fun calling this one. This is a very exciting matchup, back and forth, and unfortunately not the way the Tigers want things to turn out on homecoming. But we will leave the broadcast up and let the Stony Point band, who didn't get a chance to perform at halftime due to the homecoming festivities, will lay out and let them have their moment. Final score again, 42-38 here from Kelly Reese. Have a good night.
Everyone, please have a safe ride back home. A wonderful game play by both teams. Thank you all for coming out and supporting that Stony Point homecoming. Thank you all for Cedar Ridge fans for coming out and supporting your team as well. We thank you all for coming out and supporting Texas high school football and these young men. We appreciate it a whole lot. Again, thank you all. Have a good night, and please stick around for the Stony Point Tiger Band performance. Thank you, and have a good evening.